Boom! We're live. What's up, folks? Welcome to Filter Friday, the CODcast, episode 44. And damn, man, is that handsome in here? Or is it just me? Thought I'd start the show a little early today. I'm actually going to shut it off in 5 minutes and start it right. But I thought you guys might want to join me in finding some filters for Filter Friday. What's up, folks? See what the fuck we have Welcome to Filter Friday, the CODcast, episode 44. Oh God, I got it fucking repeating. Damn, man, is that handsome in here, or is it just me? Stupid Dusty. Shut the fuck up, Dusty. No, it's not sexy in here. It is just you. So how's everybody doing tonight? We have an excellent show for you tonight, as fucking always. Gonna talk about the Vaush controversy that happened yesterday. It's not that much controversy, but, you know, gotta talk about something. And gonna be mostly a casual show tonight. I'm not feeling all that, hyped up to do a real hardcore show or anything. And also, probably going to cut the show to 2 hours tonight, because I think 3 hours is a bit fucking much. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's find some fucking filters. Let's see what we got here. I already bookmarked some of them. I'm looking through here at the most recent ones they added. Let's look at the gaming filters. Power up, motherfuckers. I'm going to Super Saiyan on your asses. How about this? Boom. I'm adorable. Tee-hee. Awesome. The fuck is this? PUBG shit. Gonna rock some asses. Oh, it popped up by itself. That's pretty cool. What the fuck? So, for those of you who don't know, this is the Snap camera. It is downloadable from Snapchat, apparently. And I want some old filters and shit. Like, you know how they have that filter that makes you look old and fuck? I guess I don't need that, but I'd like to see what it looked like when I was about 80. I don't have that, I guess, though. Okay, cool. Dope and whatnot. And I guess that's all of them that I want to check out. I got plenty to tide me over till the show starts. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good Friday? Appreciate you guys joining me. Gonna start some trouble here in a minute, as fucking always. For those of you who haven't noticed, I've been doing like super secret streams on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and I've been doing a gaming stream. Although nobody seems to give a shit about my gaming stream, so fuck all y'all. Nobody wants to watch Dusty play fucking games, so what do you guys got to say tonight? Just watching till Jake streams on Twitch. Well, fuck you. Where's your goddamn loyalty? Am I echoing still? I don't think I'm echoing still. I think I worked it out. I should have anyway. Isn't Dusty already 80? Yep, totally. I'm 95. I'm fucking immortal. I've lived forever. You don't even fucking know, dude. You don't even fucking know. So, anyway. I'm going to go ahead and close this shit down, move this shit over, and start the show. So, bear with me. Be right back. Boom. Motherfuckers, not too late. What's up, everybody? Dusty Smith here. Welcome to the CODcast, episode 44. We did it! Hooray! And as always, we have an amazing show for you tonight. I guess who the fuck knows what the fuck happens. And appreciate you joining me. It's Filter Friday! Hooray! So I got a bunch of new filters to try the fuck out. We'll see if it lags the fucking back. You guys can tell me if it's lagging like a motherfucker. And how's everybody doing tonight? Friday fucking night. I appreciate you spending your Friday night with me, but really, what the fuck else are you gonna do? This is definitely the best place you can spend your Friday night, in my opinion. And gonna talk about Vaush tonight. Oh, the Vaush controversy. But he's like, Dusty, are you sad now that you had Vaush on the show? We tried to warn you, Dusty. Yes. Incredibly sad. The fuck was I thinking having somebody on the show? I should have psychically known everything they were going to do in the future forever. But we'll talk about that. But as always, you want to support the show? Please do so. Here's my Patreon, patreon.com/CODcast. We're up to $484 a month. Hooray! I think that's pretty much the same as it was before. But we're never going to get to the $1,500 a month. I've been saying this forever. If we get to $1,500 a month, I will add another show, but nobody gives a shit. So what you going to do? All I can do is the best I can do. And also I have merchandise and everything. Like if you look at the fucking link. We'll talk about that. Still, shut the fuck up, Dusty. If you look at the description of the video, boom, there's like merchandise and Patreon. And you can send me direct tips. So if you like what I do, please consider supporting the show or I will disappear and you will never see me again. So fuck all y'all. All right. Let's see what else filters we have over here. We're going to storm some Area 51 or Heinz 57 or wherever the fuck that thing is. Hell yeah, I can't wait. Gonna be alien as fuck over there. Nanu motherfuckers. So take me to your leader. Actually don't. Because that would be embarrassing for you. In my opinion. So let me close that down. And see how everybody's doing or not. Dusty, always interrupting Dusty. I know, man. Dusty just can't shut the fuck up. Hate that guy. I wanted to take a shower, but now Dusty is streaming. It will do both. You can do both, man. What the fuck? Just take your shit right in the shower. It'll be fine. I'm pretty sure water doesn't really affect electronics. It's like 2019 already. They've solved that shit. Believe me. You can trust me. Cancel Dusty. I know, man. I've been canceled so many times. I probably canceled 4 or 5 times before the show is over. And somebody earlier was like, Vaush has already lost like 80 subscribers. I'm like, that's fucking adorable. I'll lose like 200 just from this fucking podcast alone, man. Vaush really got to step his fucking game up, man, if he really wants to lose subscribers. So, anyway, I'm constantly teleporting. Oh, that sounds cool. Wish I could fucking teleport. Wouldn't have to fly on planes anywhere. I'm such a goddamn homebody. I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I have people invite me all over the fucking place. Like, come to Australia. Come to fuck party with us in New York. I'll pay for it if you come out. And I'm like, nah. That sounds awful. I'm fine right here where I am. I don't need to go anywhere. So I guess we'll talk about this Vaush stuff. Vaush stuff. If you know, Vaush is like a popular lefty YouTuber. He does like live streams like I do and whatnot. And he's got fucking canceled yesterday. Holy shit. By a bunch of people. Not by me. I didn't cancel Vaush. I'm just talking about his cancellation. Now, I did distance myself from Vaush. Because we'll go over it. We'll explain that. But basically, I guess what happened was there is a YouTuber named Thought Slime who is against gender abolition, which basically means the destruction of all gender. And I guess Vaush is a gender abolitionist. He believes that gender should be eradicated. And so Thought Slime, who I think is trans, not really sure, so I'm going to refer to them as they because I'm not 100% sure about their pronouns. So anyway, they made a tweet that said, yeah, I think gender abolitionists are dumb or something like that. And Vaush was like, no, you're fucking dumb. Abolition of gender is cool as fuck. And so then that didn't go over like well with a lot of people on Twitter. And so Vaush took like a lot of shit from that. And Vaush doesn't take shit very well. And so he basically lashed out at them, and he made some inappropriate jokes, but apparently it wasn't just the jokes. People were telling me about it. Like Theo Hendry, they says, thank you for saying this. It's not just the jokes. The complete and utter refusal to understand that as a cis man, he can't relate to trans experiences and shouldn't just dismiss our lived experiences as dumb is infuriating. This edgelord persona is harmful. So it wasn't just the jokes. Other people had problems with his attitude and whatnot. And I guess he made a stream yesterday on Discord. It's not available. I couldn't find it, and I did not watch it. Full disclosure. But I had people tell me about it, so this is all fucking hearsay. But people were telling me that he was double downing on the fact that he's right. And he was saying that all the people that disagree with him should commit suicide, which a lot of those people were trans people, and telling trans people to commit suicide when lots and lots of trans people are committing suicide. Not amazing, in my opinion. And apparently they told him, I'm trying to remember what exactly they were telling me about it. something along the lines of they were telling him that a lot of trans people kill themselves, and he responded something along the lines of, I understand that. It's easy to understand considering how sensitive they are, something along those lines. Anyway, from what I understand, it was a meltdown. That's the way it was described to me. It was a complete meltdown because he doesn't take criticism well, right? So anyway, he got on his little Discord server, and he posted this after he got in a fight with a bunch of trans people. He went on there, and he was like, every time I interact with one of these insane, irrational lefties, they're trans. Every single time. And somebody says, I'm going to beat you to death. And then he says, the trans question. Oh, shit, the trans question. We know what that's about, right? Basically, the trans question is a reference to the Jewish question, which is a direct reference to the eradication of the Jews, which I know he's joking, but he's mad at trans people, and he's saying that they're always the irrational leftist, and then he's joking about their eradication, which is, once again, suboptimal when you're dealing with the most vulnerable class in our society. And I'll explain it more why in just a second. Then he went on to say, not suggesting anything, but if trans people didn't exist, yeah, they're white from the planet, my notification feed would look about better right now. And then they're all like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, it's true, but I shouldn't say it. So, look, I know fucking Vaush is just kidding around here. Like, I know he's just doing edgelord jokes and shit. But I also have an understanding why people are upset with him for this. And it's the same reason that I have a problem with people telling racist jokes. See, Vaush, I think, considers himself part of this new community that calls himself the dirtbag left, which I would call the douchebag left. And basically, it's the left's version of the 4chan twats, who are all about, are you triggered? Did I trigger you? I'm so edgy, aren't I? It's just, to me, it's just so fucking cringe, the behavior. But it's like the left's version of that. It's not something I want to be involved in any way. And the reason I have a problem, as I've spoken out before, with racist jokes is, let me explain this as though it were said about a black person. All right, let's say that Vaush was arguing with a black person, right? A black person in the liberal. All right, let's not say it was Vaush. So here's the thing. Let me start with this. Vaush is not transphobic, in my opinion. I don't think Vaush is transphobic. Vaush talks about trans rights issues more than I do, okay? Like, 90% of Vaush's stuff is defending trans rights. So, I honestly don't think that he's transphobic at all. I think that he cares about trans people and wants to see, them have the same rights as everybody else. But let's take me for an example. I consider myself a pretty good ally to the black community, I wasn't always that way, but, I moved to an all-black neighborhood, and I started a animal sanctuary for the community here, and I try to do, like, community outreach and go out and set a good example for humanism in the black community where I live, and also try to forward civil rights and equality for everybody, including black people. So I would consider myself, and I think a lot of black people will consider myself an ally, right? But let's say that I was arguing with a black person, even though I'm an ally to black people, and I said, man, every time I argue with one of these insane, irrational lefties, it turns out they're black. Every single time, man. I mean, let's talk about the lynching question, right? I'm just saying that I'm not suggesting anything, but, if black people didn't exist, my notification feeds would look better. And people bitched at me, and I was like, hey, it's true, but he shouldn't say it. I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. Then everybody be like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're clearly just being edgy racist. You're spreading racist jokes. And the reason you don't want to do that is because even if you're not racist yourself, you're providing a shield to hide behind by other racists. This is what they do. This is what they did in 4chan. This is stochastic terrorism. That's basically the first step in it. It's when a lot of people that are not racist, quote unquote, make racist, edgy jokes, and then actual racists also hide behind these jokes to spread actual racism, and then when people call them out for it, they're like, I'm just joking, man, I'm just joking, just like Vaush was doing. I'm not transphobic, I'm just joking like Vaush was doing. So it provides like this, the shield for like shitheads to hide behind, and so it's, not great. I don't suggest you do that. So anyway, I understand why people are upset with Vaush over this. I understand why people in the trans community are canceling Vaush and whatever. My take on it is this. I think Vaush will work it out. I think he apologized. I'll show his apology in a minute, and dude's not good at an apology. Dude is not good at apologizing. Let's just say that. There is a way you can apologize to liberals, and they'll accept your apology. People always say, don't ever apologize for anything, because even if you apologize to SJWs, they're not going to accept your apology. They're going to hold it against you. But I'm living proof that's not fucking true, dude. Like, I said way fucking worse shit than Vaush. I've said way worse shit than Shoe on Head, any fucking body, right? Man, I made Jewish jokes, black jokes, watermelon and fried chicken jokes. Man, I made all kinds of dumb-ass jokes. But the SJW community and liberals have, for the most part, they've accepted my apology for this because, you know, my apology was obviously sincere, and I used that to change my behavior. So there is a way you can do this correctly, and Vaush just hasn't figured it out yet, in my opinion. But I think he will. Like, I think he will figure this out. I think he will probably make amends where most of the trans people forgive and forget, move on, and build up his audience and everything. That's what I think. But here's the thing. Maybe he won't. I have no idea. I can't predict the fucking future. So because I can't predict the future, I'm distancing myself from him because I don't want to answer for whatever he's done in the past or whatever he does in the future. That's the problem when you invite people on your show and stuff. And it's also a big reason that a lot of other people don't come on my show. Like people like H-Bomber Guy and ContraPoints. I know a lot of them, like, they watch the show, at least some, and I've invited them on the show and they won't come. And the reason they won't come is because they don't want to be associated with me, because once they do, they have to answer for, why did you go on Dusty's show? Did you hear about all the shit he said in the past? Did you hear about his edgelord days? Or, God forbid, I say something else stupid in the future. They're like, huh, you went on Dusty's show and you helped signal boost for him, and now look at all the shit he's saying. Are you happy with yourself? And that's kind of what I'm going through now. People are like, we warned you not to have Vaush on your show. We warned you that he was a bad egg, and now see? Are you happy with yourself? And so that's probably the reason I'm not going to have people on my show anymore. I'm just, I don't really need it, to be honest with you. I don't need other people on my show. I'm just going to fucking deal with it myself, and that way I only have myself to answer to. So, yeah, I'm distancing myself from Vaush for that reason, but I'm not really canceling him because, like I said, I think he'll probably work all this shit out, and it won't really affect him too bad. But like I said, he's kind of an edgelord. He's part of this dirtbag, douchebag, left or whatever, so, and he doesn't take criticism well at all. So the chances are he's going to do something else like this in the future and have an outburst in the future that pisses people off again. So I don't know. I just don't want to be a part of it, so I'm just going to step away from it and back the fuck up away from it. So what the fuck do you guys think about this? What the fuck is this? Oh, yeah. I was going to show his apology that he put out. It was not a good apology, in my opinion. Like, see, Vaush is a really smart guy, and when you're a really smart guy, it's kind of like Destiny. When you're a smart guy and you have people kissing your ass all the time, a lot of times that it builds up your ego, and you have a hard time admitting when you're wrong. And I think that's kind of Vaush's problem now. And Vaush is still really, really young. Like, a lot of the same mistakes he's making, I made the exact same mistakes. Not even when I was young, like 5 years ago. So in my 40s almost. So he gonna figure this shit out, in my opinion, way, way, way quicker than I did. He's just not used to being popular yet. Doesn't understand the new rules and everything. That's my opinion. Now, I don't fucking know. Like, this guy might become a train wreck in the future. Like, I ain't fucking vouching for him or anything. I'm just saying what I think's probable. Anyway, yeah, his apology, you can read if you want to, but it just seemed very self-serving and kind of egotistical to me, and just not a good apology. And I understand why a lot of people would accept this type of apology. And let me just give you some advice. This is how you apologize. You're just like, hey, I fucked up, man. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, I told these really stupid fucking jokes, and I didn't, mean it. I understand they're edgy bullshit, but at a time where trans people are being attacked and are being demonized and oppressed, probably worse than any other class in our society, joking about their eradication, not really cool on my part. It's bad. And telling trans people that their lived experiences are stupid and dumb and I know better, also not good. And I understand what I did wrong, and I apologize for it, full, nonstop, and I'm going to use this experience to make myself better in the future. You guys don't have to accept my apology. Just because I apologize doesn't mean you have to accept it. But I'm going to prove to you that I have changed with my behavior in the future, and then hopefully in the future you guys will see that I've changed, and you'll, accept my apology and come back. That's literally all the fuck you got to say when you apologize. The main part of the apology is using it to change your behavior in the future. And that's all like Matt Dillahunty would have had to say, right? It's so fucking easy, but the ego gets in the way, and ego makes it look like, oh, I gotta double down. I was wrong, but just a little bit wrong in certain parts. And nah, dude, just fucking own that shit, right? So anyway, he, I guess, has decided to like leave the internet for a couple of days and regroup and rethink about things, and that's cool. Like I think he should. Also, I want to say, all this is real fucking easy for me to say, right? Because I'm a cis white male. Like, none of this shit has any effect on my life whatsoever. So, yeah, it's real easy for me just to wave it away and say, oh, it's no big deal. He'll fix shit in the future, because it has no effect on me at all. So, I understand why people who it actually does affect have a completely different viewpoint on all this, in my opinion. So take everything I say about this with a grain of salt and then make your own opinion about it. Because, like, I don't fucking know, right? I'm as dumb as anybody. Dusty is trolling literally. How am I trolling literally? I don't understand. This is more than just jokes, Dusty, which is why I think you should probably wait till you have more context, okay? What other context do I need before I immediately, when I heard about this, my first instinct was to distance myself from him and side with the trans community, right? Well, fuck. I just want to first and foremost side with the trans community. Obviously, I did not see this coming, or I would not have platformed Vaush. I am publicly distancing myself from Vaush, and I disavow this behavior. Just jokes, bro, is not a good enough excuse for me. Like, I don't know how I could be like, I think that's the best way to go about it, right? I think just siding with the trans community immediately and stepping aside until you get more context is the first fucking thing you want to do. And then if he fixes the problem in the future, then fine. And that's exactly what I told Matt Dillahunty. Also, that's how you fucking do this, Matt Dillahunty. Literally, that's all you had to do was take the side of the trans community first and distance yourself from Stephen Woodford until he corrected the problem, because it's on fucking him to correct the problem. It's not on you to wait around and kowtow to his feelings until he gets around to maybe sometime in the future correcting the problem, which he didn't do. He never fucking did. So anyway, I think that's the way to handle that. Now, I also said, hopefully I'm not overreacting. I'm just trying to be consistent in my behavior, and as always, I'm open to criticism. And I am. Like, if I was wrong here, excuse me, I'm totally open to that. I'm totally open to listening to criticism. Like, I'm just trying to do the best I can, dudes. So, definitely more than willing to listen to what you guys have to say about this. Dusty, except he doesn't think he was wrong in those actions. He just thinks he was wrong to get mad. Well, I mean, like I said, if he doesn't fix the problem in the future, then I wouldn't blame anybody if they don't forgive him for all this stuff. And, you know, that's totally understandable. Vaush is too stubborn to admit he's wrong about anything. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with this age, I think. And obviously it's, you know, ego. It's the ego is a hell of a thing. Here's what I suggest, Vaush. Take a week off from the internet and find yourself some bomb-ass acid. And just fucking trip acid for like 2 or 3 days. And just think about all this stuff, right? Think about how you fit in the universe and think about your ego, man. And like, acid has a way of helping you dissolve your ego. Now, obviously, I'm not saying I don't have an ego. Definitely not fucking saying that. Obviously, anybody that watches this show knows Dusty has a big fucking ego. But there are like little bitty different types of ego deaths you can have on acid that help open your mind up to something and help you to be more open to being wrong about things. And so, highly recommended. Actually, acid is a great tool to help people stop drug addiction and alcohol addiction and stuff. So, let's see what else we got here. Dusty, you seem ridiculous. I know, don't I? You are somehow under the assumption that he called for eradicating trans people. No, he joked about eradicating trans people. He obviously did. That's what the trans question is. That's a reference to the Jewish question, which was about the eradication of Jews, right? That's clearly what he's joking around about. Now, are you saying that's not what he was joking around about? Because that seems like that would make you ridiculous if you're saying that. I'm younger than Vaush, no excuse. Yeah, but the thing is, are you popular? Like, when you first get popularity and you first get shit on really hard, like, it's difficult. Like, unless you go through it, it's really hard to understand. But when you have, like, tens of thousands of people listening to you, and then you're taking all this heat and all this hate day after day after day, man, it just, until you get used to it, until you build up that Teflon skin, it really hurts, and you have a tendency to lash out and think, oh, well, it can't be me that's wrong here, it's every fucking body else, and you lash out at the world about it. And that just takes, like, experience and age, in my opinion, and getting used to being popular. But, like, I have no idea. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion on things. Yeah, Vaush is 25, 26. What else you guys got? What did Vaush do? I just literally explained the entire fucking thing, dude. Why do you people ask me this? I literally, last show, I spent an hour and a half explaining in detail what Matt Dillahunty did. And then people come in the chat and they're like, what did Matt Dillahunty do? Watch the fucking thing I just said, motherfuckers. Don't ask me to repeat myself a goddamn again. Pay a fucking attention. There's a reason I'm doing these fucking videos. All right? Anyway, Dusty, why were Vaush's comments on CP in your discussion with him? No problem, but these trans comments are too far. I didn't agree with Vaush's child porn comments at all. I challenged him and said that they were silly, but at the same time, like, he wasn't doing something that affects the most, well, I would say it. He wasn't doing something that affects the most vulnerable. I don't think that he was actively supporting child porn, first of all, but to be honest with you, I didn't really understand his argument. Like, I didn't understand his argument about veganism either, and I try to argue against it, but it's hard to argue against something if you don't understand. And I didn't know if he was joking. I couldn't really tell. But, so that's the answer to that question. Vaush is taking a break, so no worries. He has to move anyway. Yeah, no problem. Dusty has done way worse in his edgy years. Yep, that is definitely true. But here's the difference. Like, when I do done worse, I just show it. Like my video where I said the N-word like a million times with a hard ER on the end. I just play it and say, yeah, that was fucking stupid. I completely own it. There's no fucking excuse for this whatsoever. That's just dumb, right? That's really all you have to do is just own it 100% and then let it change you, and that's fine. Like, everybody, in my opinion, is deserving of redemption. Everybody. All you have to do is own up to your fuck-ups and then use those fuck-ups as a teachable tool to everybody else in society on why you fucked up, and then use that fuck-up to change your future behavior. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Fucking boom, redemption. So, yeah, I bet you Vaush will find redemption in the long run. I have no problem believing that. Ooh, I'm a fucking alien and shit. How about, sarcastic? Fucking trans people. So, what else? Dusty, what did Vaush do? Fuck you, Josie Jones! Don't make me go crazy. I will go nuts on all of you motherfuckers. You have no idea. You have no fucking idea. This is kind of a good look. I look like the Joker from Batman. Wait till they get a load of me. Awesome. Okay. What else? Let me read the super chats. I forgot to even talk about the super chats, which is the lifeblood of the show. All the money in the super chats goes to the Human Society of Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we rescue cute-ass dogs and kittens. Man, they're spoiled as fuck, but I love them. And so please consider supporting the show by super chatting me, and I read all the super chats. Every question is answered. No question is dodged. Try to stump the band. Say something that I don't know the answer to, or that make me look stupid, or tell a joke. Whatever the fuck. It's your money. And as always, the more you donate, the more serious I take your question. So buy my love. Super chats. All right. Leave a Bellu, $5, says, hey, Dusty, hope you had sunscreen on you because it's 90 degrees in Oregon where I'm from. Yeah, man, I have a convertible, so it's hot as fuck. So I got to sunscreen my ass up all the time because I'm white as shit. I basically burst into flames when I step out in the sun. So try to avoid that at all costs. Thank you for that. Chris, what I can do, $2. Vaush is a solid ally. No, why distance yourself? I just explained why I distance myself. Because there's no doubt, because for one, I'm taking shit already. I took shit for having him on to begin with, because people didn't want me to have him on to begin with because of the shit he did in the past. And then when I had him on, he said some things that I'm taking shit for. And now I'm taking for shit he said in the future. So why would I put myself through all this shit when I could just avoid that by not having fucking people on and just distancing myself from it. And plus, I'm just trying to be consistent in my behavior. This is exactly what I told Matt Dillahunty to do, to Rationality Rules. And I'm not comparing Vaush to what Rationality Rules did, right? They're two completely separate things on two completely separate scales. But at the same time, they are slightly tiny similar. So I'm just trying to be consistent in my behavior, I think. But, yeah, I think Vaush is a solid ally for the trans people for the most part. And I understand why trans people would be fans of his, and I understand why trans people wouldn't be fans of his. I understand both sides of the issue. But for me, I don't want to be lumped in with it, so I'm just going to, step back from it. And you guys can, be fans with him if you want to, or don't be fans with him if you want to. I'm not your dad. Do what the fuck you want. Tino Balducci says, I watched a video of Vaush reacting to a Vice video, and he literally yelled, that house N-word and didn't apologize right after. See you never, Vaush. Yeah. Well, I've used similar language to that before, so not cool, but at the same time, I'm not going to shoot him too hard about that because that would make me kind of a hypocrite, in my opinion. I'm stuck at the bus station. Please go late tonight. All right, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking about cutting the show to 2 hours instead of 3 hours because I think 3 hours is too long for this show, but I'm open to discussion on this matter. Rod Clark, keep up the great work, Dusty. I will, Rod. I really appreciate that, man. I'm doing what I can. Jones and Jones, $1.99. Dusty, what did Vaush do? Oh, yeah, you already read that. I will jump through this fucking computer. You don't even know, dude. $2. Always lurking. Like the show. Thanks, Dim. Appreciate it. D. Smith. Hey, that's me. $5.51. $5. I'm not just the president, founder, and CEO of the Pen 15 Club. I'm also a member. Yeah, that spells penis. I can read that, motherfucker. That's like a TV show called Penis. It's like a Hulu exclusive about these two little girls. Well, they're not actually little girls. They're about 17 or 18 in real life, but they're playing like 11 and 12-year-olds, and they're playing it alongside other kids. They're actually 11 and 12-year-olds, so it's actually pretty funny because they're way older than they're supposed to be, but the way they act is young. Check that out if you want to. D-Dog, 2015, you ever wonder about how much your life would be different if you were born just 3 streets to your left or right? There were no streets to my left or right when I was born, because I was born out in the fucking middle of the woods, basically, and I'm from Mississippi. It's all hillbilly country out here, so... But, yep, my life could have gone way differently if a few small, minor things were different. So, good question. More Super Chats, please. Lifeblood of the show, Super Chats. Make sure you support the show. If you want to see me keep doing it, I really could use the fucking support, people. I'm losing a lot of money doing this fucking show, but I still feel like this show is important, so please consider supporting it. Jump to the screen, I'm ready to hug you. All right, we'll hug it out like men do. Come at me, Dusty. I will, Jonesy. You don't even fucking know, dude. Don't tip me. All right. What did Vaush do? Fuck you, green element. All right. I'll go back through and read the chats later and see what you guys think about this. Think about this take on Vaush and whatnot. I guess that's really all I had to say about it. I'm really not into this whole dirtbag left thing at all. Like, I don't understand, like, why you guys want to be, like, the shitheads in the alt-light and alt-right and the 4chan dicks. I just don't get the fucking appeal to that. Like, I'm much more interested in a not that I'm totally fucking mature, because I'm not, but a slightly more mature left than that, in my opinion. But, you know, maybe I'm a giant hypocrite. I am definitely open to the possibility. So, let me close this down. Burp, burp, bip, bip, bip. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about Matt Dillahunty. So, I did my last show about Matt Dillahunty and about how Matt Dillahunty basically sided with rationality rules and how transphobes and the chuds took over the ACA and all the good people resigned and left. And I got a lot of fucking feedback from the people that left. And none of them said that I misrepresented anything. So, apparently, I was pretty close to spot on with what I was saying. And so, apparently, Matt Dillahunty is even a bigger dickhead than I thought he was. He has definitely let all this shit go to his fucking head. He's King Matt now. He's the president of the ACA. He's been elected president of the ACA. And so he's basically going around and they're banning people from the forums and shit who are not even breaking the rules. Just anybody that speaks out against Matt or speaks out against the situation at the ACA, they get banned. And so this person is like messaging Matt, trying to explain to them, you can't just ban people unilaterally. They don't break the rules. Which is what they said. Have you read your own moderation guide or the SMS guide? Technically, you shouldn't be removing or ordering the removal of anyone. The president has no authority in that space. The board isn't involved at all unless it gets escalated to that level. So to answer your question, you're just breaking your own rules. That's why it happens. Now, why don't you answer me? And Matt responds to, really? What happens if I remove somebody who didn't break a rule? I'm Matt Dillahunty. I do whatever the fuck I want. You guys don't question me. And it's obviously the reason that he's doing this and acting like a fucking dickhead is because he has a platform and he knows that the people that he's kicking off his forums and shit don't have a platform to speak out against him and let the public know about the shit he's doing. But I got a platform, motherfucker, and I'll let everybody know. So if you guys are getting shit on by Matt Dillahunty, be sure to let me know, because I sure will relay the message on to my audience. And so she's saying in this, so Matt Dillahunty hung up on me via email. I guess they have moved on to the if we don't like you, you can't participate here phase. It's a shame they don't follow their own rules or seem to even know them. And apparently this is common. I had several people message me and say this is exactly what happened to them. Matt Dillahunty and his lackeys are banning anyone who dare question the transphobic takeover of the ACA. And like I talked about in my last show, a couple of the administrators came forward and basically they said that what happened is because the ACA started getting flooded with all these transphobes because of rationality rules, obviously. And obviously, transphobia and racism go hand in hand a lot of times. A lot of the same people that are transphobic are also racist. That a lot of these fucking both racists and transphobes flooded their forums, and the moderators were told that they could moderate the racism, but not the transphobia. And now they're not only are they not moderating the transphobia, but they're deleting the pro-trans people who have a problem with the way the system is gone now. That's what the ACA has fucking become. And they're like these people are, I know these people don't have a voice, don't have a very big voice because they're being silenced by people like Matt Dillahunty. But it's important to listen to these people, like this one, along with the other former mods and admin. I was banned and blocked from the ACA social media spaces a week ago. I messaged one of the moderators to ask why, but had no reply. The message hasn't even been read. I also emailed the board asking for an explanation, but no reply. Well, it's easy to understand why you got banned, right? It's because Matt Dillahunty doesn't want you guys to tell your story. And he doesn't want people to hear what you have to say. He wants to fucking shut you up and sweep all this goddamn shit under the rug. And we're not going to let you do that, Matt. Shame, shame. And here's another one. That's from Stay at Home Atheist. Joel Hammock inspired me to tweet out when I got hung up on via email by the great Matt Dillahunty of Inside the ACA. He has blocked me on Facebook, Twitter, and email. What do you all think? Was my email super egregious? And let's read what the email had to say. So the new president is in the thread, but Zach's and Ian's comments get removed because the questions are better directed to the board. They were literally addressing the president of the board. But bigotry gets to stand because the discussion needs to be had. That's what you're doing. Seriously? I guess you all hide behind the notion of free speech in order to allow bigotry, but not to allow actual discussion. As soon as something is brought up that makes you look bad, you delete it. And that's what the fuck they're doing. And this is Matt's response. Bye again, Felicia. Permanently. God. Fucking Matt Dillahunty doing the bye again Felicia thing. Talk about cringe. Oh, God. It's like cringe down on my bones. Hearing Matt Dillahunty go bye Felicia all stuck up and shit while he bans people who speak out against him. Seriously, anybody who's still on Matt Dillahunty's jock at this point should fuck off. Because that guy's such a goddamn egotistical asshole. Who is on his side at this point? And this is funny. I wonder when Matt Dillahunty would decide Don has been around long enough. He's like a serial killer almost. These are all the people who have resigned from the ACA because of Matt Dillahunty's actions. They're almost all gone. All the old school people, all that built up that organization, one by one gone until there was one. Great job, Matt. The people that built that organization, the people that were the backbone of it, you ran away because you're a fucking egotistical shithead. And here's another one from Jan. This is from Janet Reyes. Is it Reyes or Rees? I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyway, she's like, at least you got an answer. I didn't. And this is, I guess, something she posted or she mailed to the board and never got a response whatsoever from anybody. She said to them, why are you so afraid to tell the former mods and admins why they were banned from Facebook and Discord? Is it because there's no reason for it other than they said things you didn't like? That they broke no stated rule? It seems your poor little ego was bruised, Matt. And this is the equivalent of hanging up on someone you do like you do on the show. Damn, you must have some serious compensation issues to be so opposed to hearing dissenting voices. Just can't take someone not stroking your little ego, eh? You can't debate, you can't take it when people don't agree with or coddle you, you poor little thing. When you couldn't take the heat, you threw everyone else out of the kitchen. You're weak, and what's funny is, you know it, and burn. And like I said, this is some of the long-standing people in the ACA, the backbone of the community that helped build that shit up, and they're not fans of Matt anymore. So is it me blowing this out of proportion, or is it fucking Matt, right? Is it everybody who was fucking mistreated by Matt, or is Matt the one that's wrong here? I suggest it's probably fucking Matt goddamn Dillahunty. But that's just me. What you guys got to say about that? Let's look at the trip. Cancel Matt and support trans rights. Hells yeah. Fuck Matt. The videos were everywhere. The actual outrage culture, I don't know what you're talking about. I used to take Matt Dillahunty seriously. Yeah, me too. But he sure has blown this whole fucking thing. I mean, imagine being such a dumbass you end up on the wrong side of this issue. as Matt Dillahunty. Like, dude, what the fuck? If that doesn't make you question your ego and how your ego is harming your life, nothing will. Although, I don't know what I'm saying. Matt Dillahunty is going to be rewarded for all this. He's going to make more money, and he's going to have more fans. There's going to be chuddy, shitty fans, but as long as he doesn't care, he'll make more money. So he's not going to be, like, really punished for it at all. So, you know, I guess keep up the good work. Suboptimal! Definitely fucking suboptimal. All right. I guess we'll read what you guys have to say later. Check out the super chats. Like another show. Brooklyn 99 says suboptimal. Brooklyn 99, you mean the show? I never saw that show say that. That'd be cool though. They stealing my fucking catchphrases. Jonesy Jones, Trump's fascistic wall just got green lit. Great. That's all we need, right? Wasting more money on that stupid fucking bullshit. You ever wonder? Oh my God, my head's upside down. Let me fix that real quick. How about this? Now I'm a jellyfish because this is the future. All right. You ever wonder about how much your life would be different? Oh, I already read that. All right, more super chats, please. Lifeblood of the show, super chat. And next up, we're going to talk about Blaire White. Good Lord. So Blaire White's talking about this Jessica Yaniv situation where I talked about it on the last show, where this nightmare of a human being, this trans nightmare, who almost seems like they're a troll, specifically set out to make trans people look bad. Well, of course, Blaire White got to jump on the controversy, and she got to use this to take a jab at the trans community for some reason. Like the trans community has any fucking thing to do with this. And she's like, new video exposing trans predator Jessica Yaniv, the disgusting messages to young girls, hosting topless parties for kids, and more. Why isn't the trans community condemning this? That's right, trans community. Why aren't you condemning this thing that you just found out about for the first time? Fucking trans people. And that's clearly what she's doing here, right? Clearly she's doing this to try to make the entire trans community look bad by association. Like, you should all immediately be standing up and speaking out against this. And the trans community is not. They're not condemning this because the trans community is evil. The evil fucking trannies actually support this crazy person when they don't. Like, no, they don't fucking support this person. I guarantee you almost no trans people knew about this situation. And now they do. Tons of them are fucking coming out and saying, yeah, we condemn this, right? Like Maddie here. Maddie's like, I'm trans and I absolutely condemn this. Like, I just found out about this. I had no idea about this and I condemn it. And so is Blaire trying to make it seem like the trans community were all well aware of this and her behavior and the fact that she's a pedophile and they refuse to condemn it because why? Because they're evil? What is she trying to say here? What is she trying to insinuate? I think it's pretty obvious what she's trying to insinuate. You know, it's pretty obvious what she's trying to get her right-wing chud fan base to take away from this little statement. Why is the trans community condemning this? And probably the best take on this was had by Cat Black. I love Cat Black's response to this. Clear platform. No, this is not Cat Black. This is Destiny. Destiny also had a good take on this. Destiny says, only minorities are called upon to represent their communities. People of majority power are never associated with the acts of violence committed by their own. Notice, no one was screeching for white or straight people to disavow the Vegas shooter or any other random mass shooting, and that's exactly right. And Cat Black said something very similar about that. She says, somebody said, oh, that's not it. That's another Cat Black thing. I'll start here. She said, I'm going to need daily detailed apologies from all the white men about every white man who is a predator before this is a thought process that makes sense to me. And that's exactly right. Why the fuck should trans people be the ones to call all this out like somehow this person is a representative of them? This has nothing to do with them, right? It's just as valid for me to call this out as a trans person or anybody. It's not on them to call out every trans person just because they're fucking trans. That's stupid. And she also says, why do you assume I support a predator? And how is that not viciously transphobic? How is it not repulsively transphobic to assume that because I don't come out and say the obvious, that I must somehow support it? Again, no way for me to read this without seeing the transphobia. And that's exactly right, you know? It's just another way to stick it to the trans community as a whole for something that has absolutely nothing to do with them. And let's see. And then she also had this state, which I thought was pretty funny. And this person says, "You're clearly not getting the message. This isn't about white men. This is about a creep who is giving your community a bad name. Your response only proves your ignorance and hypocrisy. And yet Miss Blaire White was called transphobic for doing what you should have done." And then Kat says, "Okay, but if Blaire White called it out, then why do I need to?" Serious question, right? Shouldn't Blaire White, a singular trans person, represent us all in the same exact way that you believe this one singular trans person who is a predator does? Boom! Gotcha! That's exactly right, man. If this one trans predator represents the entire trans community, then Blaire White also represents the entire trans community, and then Blaire White's disavowalment of it is a blanket coverage for the entire trans community. So, fuck you, you lose. Good day, sir. And while we're at it, I'm going to talk about one other thing Kat Black said that I liked. And this person was like, "Should the term incel be an offensive term used by the woman on men and treated as hate speech to men in the same way that the N-word is to blacks?" Oh my fucking God, dude. Seriously, this is so stupid on so many levels. And she says, "Can someone explain to me why a portion of white people just really want to say the N-word? Is it a forbidden fruit thing?" And yeah, that's exactly what it is. They just want to say, "You telling me I can't say it? I say anything I want, right?" And now I'm a Cheeto because this is a future. But yeah, that's exactly fucking right. And it's so fucking stupid. Like, incels are the one that invented that word to describe themselves. You know this, right? You know that, like, I Miles Chong, or that fucking dude's name is, used to write for the Incel Corner, called himself an incel. You know, involuntary celibate is something they call them fucking selves. It is in no way the same as the most horrific racial slur in history. The word that's probably been used to demonize people more than any other word in history. And so it's not even in the same goddamn universe as that. So these people are just grasping at straws and trying to play the snowflake victim any chance they can possibly fucking get. And of course, like Kat said, they just really want to say the N-word. It's fun, isn't it? I know all about that. I've said that word way too much. But I understand now. I understand why it's not a good thing to say. And, so, I pointed out that the only reason Blaire White is famous is because she gives a very specific version of trans people that conservative bigots can look at and they can accept. They're like, "Hey, I like Blaire White. You know, Blaire White is one of the good trans people. So since I like Blaire White, I can't possibly be transphobic." But no, these motherfuckers are still transphobic. Blaire White puts out a very specific form of a trans woman, you know, that they can accept. It's like, "Well, she passes. She looks like a woman. She got big boobs and a small waist, and she wears makeup and long hair. You know, she looks like a woman. If you're going to be trans, fine. But be the Blaire White kind of trans, because that's the only kind of trans person we accept." And that's true, you know. But you're still transphobic, dude, because you don't get to pick and choose which types of trans people you accept. You accept them all. You accept people for who they fucking are, right? Just because a trans person doesn't have the money to buy big fake boobs or get plastic surgery, or even if they don't want to. What if they don't want to do that to themselves? What if they feel comfortable in their own bodies and they feel comfortable, some of them might feel comfortable being more physically masculine? Who is it? Who are you to tell them they're not trans enough for you? Who are you to tell them that they don't represent the trans community well enough for you? And that's what bigots do, and that's the sole reason that Blaire White is so fucking popular, in my opinion. And of course, she responded. Well, she didn't respond to this, but she clearly saw it. She responded to something else somebody said. This dude, I guess he was trying to shit on me, and because I basically distanced myself from Vaush, exactly what I should have done. I behaved responsibly, and so this Hassan JF guy's like, "First he canceled TJ. Yep, I sure did. Then he canceled June. Yep, I sure the fuck did. Now he's canceling Vaush. Nah, I didn't cancel Vaush. Other people canceled Vaush. I just distanced myself from him. Next, it will be ContraPoints. Why would I? What the fuck are you even talking about? I mean, it would be ContraPoints. If ContraPoints does something that deserves being canceled over, of course, I'll cancel her in a fucking heartbeat. I'll cancel anybody in a fucking heartbeat. Why wouldn't you? I mean, if they deserve it. But until she does something that's deserving of it, I definitely wouldn't, right? Then Claudia, oh my God, I'm canceling everybody. I'm so evil. Then Jake, the Bible Reloaded. Then Jacqueline, and he'll cancel everybody. That's right, man. I'm a fucking monster. I just walk around canceling everybody. You're canceled, and you're canceled, and you're canceled. Every fucking body's canceled. I'm Dusty. Pew, 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 pew. Like, what the fuck, dude? I have a right to have an opinion about people and express my opinion and decide to hang out with people and associate with people I want to and not associate with people I don't want to. How the fuck am I hurting you by having an opinion? Anyway, he'll cancel everyone until his YouTube career dies. My YouTube career died a long fucking time ago. Shit. The Dusty Winters Logan, I don't know this other word, camp are destroying the left. I know, right? I'm so destroying the left. It's all because of fucking me. Like, I don't think the left is being destroyed. I don't even know what you're talking about. I think the left is actually having a resurgence right now. But anyway, Blaire White decided to respond, and she's like, Dusty doesn't have the ability to cancel anyone. He's an old fart yelling in the background. That's right, I'm old. That's like the only thing they say, right? This is the level of the people we're dealing with here. Like, this is what, when I criticize them, when I criticize Shu, this is what she says, you're old. When I criticize Chris Ray Gun, you're old. When I criticize Armored Skeptic, when I criticize any of them, right? This is the only comeback they have is, you're old. This is what they use to try to distract people and dodge honest, basic criticism. And, yeah, I'm 44 years old. I've lived 44 years. You know, fuck me for living 44 years. I've survived this long. My opinion no longer matters, right? It's just, it's sad, but, you know, it's also very transparent. Like, these are very, very, very low-level people. And that's why they're so popular in the conservative communities, because, you know, it's a very low-level community. So, anyway, what we got to say about that? Are we fans of Blaire White? Let me check the chat. Cheeto Dusty, destroy the left. I know, right? I am destroying everybody. I'm like fucking Thanos. I'm going to snap my fingers and the left's going to be fucking gone forever. Finally. Fucking lefties. Hate them so bad. Scroll up, motherfucker. God damn it. There we go. Boom. Let me try some. Deal with it. That's what I got to say. Fucking deal with it. Deal with my destruction of the left completely, because I have that kind of power, dudes. I'm so fucking powerful here with my podcast that has less than 500 viewers at a time. Fear me, everybody! I'm gonna cancel you into oblivion! And, yeah, you're old and wise. Yeah, I don't have any problem being 44 years old. I feel like I've leveled up. It's like a video game. Dusty the old fart, that's me. They say the same thing about Bernie being old. Yep, me and Bernie, pretty much the same age, really. Cancel culture is essentially a black construct. Can we please stop making it benign because it has a great deal of importance to my community? I don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, I'm okay with cancel culture as long. It depends on what your definition of cancel culture is. If it just means like somebody said something I disagree with, or they behaved in a way I disagree with, and so I'm going to distance myself from them, and I'm no longer going to be a fan of them until they find redemption and correct the record and make it up. That's fine, in my opinion. That's the way it should be. I completely support that type of cancel culture. Now, if it's, oh, this person did something I don't agree with, and so I'm going to write them off forever, and I'm never going to give them a chance to redeem themselves, and they're just a fucking piece of shit for the rest of history. No, I don't agree with that. Obviously, that's stupid, because if that were the case, I would be fucked forever. So I'm okay with using social pressure to change people's behavior. I actually think that's an amazing, nonviolent way to change people's behavior. But you have to leave room open for redemption, or else, you know, it's just bullshit, in my opinion. Dusty being old is like video BAME. Okay. Cool. Your numbers are on par with the current DP episode. They get about 500 a stream. I know, but I should be doing way better than those guys. I mean, no offense, but come on. I've watched that show. I don't know. Not my thing. Let's check the super chats. Asher Scott, $5. Tranny is basically the N-word. Well, why'd you make me say it then? For trans people, so you should probably stop using it in a non-quoting context. I don't think I used that word did I use that word? Did I say tranny? I usually don't use that word in a non-quoting context, but if I did, my bad. Still love you, but you gotta be real with you. Okay, I don't remember saying that, but just because I don't remember saying that doesn't mean I didn't, so my bad if I did. But I do know that's a slur, and I try not to say it, but I don't remember saying that. Blaire is literally trans rave Dubin, exactly, right? They're Milo, all those people are the same. You know, they give the right a version of gay people and trans people, and like some black guy gives a version of black people, and Jesse Lee Peterson that racist and bigots can get on board with and tell themselves, well, we're not racist and bigoted. But we see right the fuck through that. All right. More super chats, please. Not very many super chats tonight. Hate to see it. God damn it. I guess I'm going to have to, like, the show's not really being supported that much for whatever reason, so I might have to just do one show a week and start doing something else to make money because I'm not going to be able to afford to do this anymore. It's sad. Like, I'm trying to, like, I think this is an important show to do, and people are really, you know, they're complimentary of the show. They like the show, but if it doesn't get supported enough, then I literally can't afford to do this, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. All right, next up. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, shit. It's hard to believe this is real. It's hard to believe this is not a fucking joke, people. But, it's not. Oh, God. So, you guys know what Mythicist Milwaukee is? Basically, it's the largest skeptical convention in the world right now. And, just like the ACA, just like the skeptic community, just like the atheist community, just like the YouTube community, it got completely taken over by anti-SJW right-wing chuds. The entire thing is nothing but, like, Blaire White now. And a skeptic convention. It's fucking Blaire White and Sargon leading a goddamn skeptic convention, dude. It should be like fucking scientists. It should be the biggest and brightest minds in our society having conversations about religion and shit. But instead, it's just the fucking lowest of the low right-wing chuds. So anyway, they basically have a sister organization. They do like other events under the name of Minds. Minds events. Oh, we're such great thinkers. And this is one of the Minds events they have coming up there. The event is literally called Changing Minds. How to Admit When You're Wrong. It's moderated by Lauren Chin. How the fuck are you going to let Lauren Chin moderate any goddamn thing? Right-wing shithead chud Lauren Chin. And look who these panelists are who are going to be discussing how to admit when you're wrong, okay? Tim Pool? What the fuck does Tim Pool admit he's wrong, man? The dude, seriously, is the worst of the fucking worst. One of the biggest liars, one-sided right-wing shitheads. Melissa Chin, oh God. Melissa Chin, the Dave Rubin fan. I was supposed to go out with Melissa Chin one time. She invited me to go to New York to go see Richard Dawkins with her one time. And I blew her off because... we won't go into it. Anyway, Carl Benjamin, sorry, got enough ACAD, in a video on how to admit when you're fucking wrong. Give me a fucking break. Carl rape tweets Sargon. Like, but that's not even the worst of it, folks. Last but not least, Shoe on Head. They picked Shoe on Head to be on a fucking panel about how to admit you're fucking wrong. Oh my God, dudes. How is this not a fucking parody? Like... I get it. Whatever the programmer is that's programming the reality I am in right now, obviously this programmer wants me to know that I'm in some kind of weird comedy, some kind of dark, bizarre comedy. So I get it, programmer. Like, every day you remind me of this. Fucking Shoe on Head on a panel about how to admit when you're wrong. Shoe on Head, who was in this video. My fascist friend and I react to Murdoch's mouthy booty video. Here she is, yeah. Her fascist friend who has the... biggest video in the world about the Great Replacement, the white supremacist propaganda bullshit, right? That was cited by 2 different terrorists in their shooting sprees. And I looked everywhere to try to find this video, motherfuckers. She basically just deleted it off the internet and swept it under the rug. Did she admit she was wrong? No. Has she ever admitted she was wrong about being friends with Lauren Southern and signal boosting for her? And she's literally on Lauren Southern's channel right now in a video that helped Trump get elected. Has she ever fucking admitted she was wrong about that? No. Did she admit she was wrong when she called Leslie Jones an ugly gorilla in front of 2 million people and led the racist bullying that sent her crying from the internet? Did she ever admit that she was wrong about that? No, she didn't, did she? Did she ever admit she was wrong when she used fake quotes to slander feminists, where she literally went out and she picked a quote that a feminist wrote for a fictional character in a book and claimed that the feminist said this quote herself and used that to attack the feminist for being anti-man? Did she ever apologize for that, or did she sweep that under the rug? Never apologized. Did she apologize for taking the joke, the obvious fucking joke that the TERF, I don't like TERFs, by the way. I think TERFs are fucking shitheads. But this TERF was clearly joking, and Shoe on Head took her joke and said she was being serious in order to bash all feminists. Did she ever admit she was wrong about that? No. Does she ever admit she's wrong about fucking anything, or does she almost always delete everything and sweep it under the rug? Yes, that's exactly what the fuck she does, right? We've been talking about this for fucking ever. So this is just... God damn it, how is this fucking real, man? How is this real? It's just craziness. But I know how it's real. These people don't give a shit about the fucking truth. They don't give a shit about reality. They know that these right-wing I'm not saying she's a right-wing. She's a chud. But they know these fucking chuds will put asses in seats. And this is all just about making money. These popular YouTubers. And so they don't really give a fuck about reality. But this is really above... This is over the limit as far as my irony meter goes, in my opinion. This is almost too much to take. But anyway. What do you guys got to think about that? So crazy. How is this fucking real life? Dusty being owed is like, I already read that. Peak cringe. Absolutely peak cringe. Suboptimal. Definitely suboptimal. And, to me, like, people like Vaush and some of the other ones in the community, even people like Claudia who are alike, and Jake from the Bible Reloaded, his girlfriend, Sarah, they're always defending Shoe on Head. And to me, they're just very sycophantic, right? They're just appeasers. Like, Vaush is always warning about how you can't appease right-wing bigots. And like when he had Blaire White on his channel, he was telling her that all she does is she appeases these right-wing bigots, when all he does is he appeases Shoe on Head, right? It's exactly what he does. He's an appeaser, too. He just, when it comes to him, he's fine with it because they're sycophants that think they can use Shoe to make themselves more popular and help their cause. But I see right the fuck through it. You know, it's bullshit. All right. Myth cringe. Yep. Shoe clearly has daddy issues. I don't hate on her for having daddy issues. Like, I like women with daddy issues because a lot of women have that, and that definitely benefits me. I do way better now than I ever did when I was in my 20s, so ain't gonna hate on some fucking daddy issues, that's for sure. That's a pretty filter. Oh, look all cute and shit. What else we got? Why won't it fucking scroll? Why aren't you scrolling down, you stupid fucking thing? I'm trying to scroll down to the bottom here, and it ain't working. This is stupid fucking thing. Scroll, there you go. It's still not scrolling. I wanted to find the one where I'm a piece of bacon. I want to be bacon real quick. Alright, I would just be a flaming fucking skull right quick. So let me check the super chats before we continue on with the show. Hey, Dusty, what do you think lives under Dim Tool's beanie? I'll show you what I think lives under Dim Tool's beanie. I'll show you exactly. Let me see if I can find it here. Where is it? Okay, well, maybe I'll come across it organically. It's in here somewhere. I will come across it in a second. Let's see what else you have to say. Good question. Let's put that on hold for a second. They're probably going to talk about getting the left to admit they're wrong. Probably. I mean, who knows? Maybe Shoe on Head will use this event to own up to all her mistakes. Maybe she'll be like, yeah, I would like to talk about how I called Leslie Jones an ugly gorilla. And I was totally fucking racist and had her fleeting from the internet. Yeah, maybe she'll say, hey, I was wrong for platforming Lauren Southern, who went on to inspire mass shooters. My bad, you know. Who knows? Maybe me saying this will force her to do that. But if she doesn't do that, then it even looks even worse. Like, it's going to be such a fucking farce if she doesn't do that. Mythaldu, $5. Veganism argument is simple. All who should avoid meat, but if being vegan hampers your useful work, it's not immoral to eat meat individually. If being vegan hampers your useful work, how would being vegan hamper your useful work? I don't understand that. Why would being vegan affect your work whatsoever? Don't get it, but thank you for that. Appreciate it. D-Dog, $10. Well, you did say it, but since you were quote mocking Blaire, who says it all the time, I think it's a pass. Oh, okay. I guess I was quoting her. I usually don't say it like to describe. I used to say it because like I've watched every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. And for years and years and years, that word was just a staple of the show. They said it to just describe themselves and each other, and it was no big deal. Now, I've noticed she quit doing that in the last few seasons because I think she took a lot of shit for it, and she's starting to realize that a lot of people have a problem with it. But, yeah, I used to use it just like she did, and I didn't think it was a problem. But, you know, I'm learning. Like everybody else, I'm learning. Same thing with all this gender stuff. Like, I've never had to hang around a lot of non-binary and transgender people because, you know, I'm in Mississippi. There's not a whole lot of those people around here because they're not accepted here. And so I've never had to deal with these issues and stuff. So I'm a newbie at all this. So I'm way open to learning about all this and being wrong and, you know, admitting when I am. Okay. Beth Halting, $18. Thank you, Beth. Very kind of you. Appreciate that. James Malon, $5. Super Chat is more than a treat. Super Chat helps puppies eat. Super Chat is what Dusty needs. Super Chat buys him weed. True. I don't really buy weed anymore because I have somebody that's very, very cool that hooks me up now for free. But yes, it does pay for a lot of shit around here, and it does, and almost, you know, all my money goes to the animals. I think I made $18,000 last year, and 10 of that went to the animals. So the vast majority of my money goes to the animals, and it's fine. Like, I love spending money on my animals. Like, I don't need anything for me, really. Like, I have everything I need, so it's fine. As long as I have food in my belly and I can afford to feed the dogs, I'm cool. Rod Clark, here's a $5, Dusty. As long as you promise to do one of your secret streams for gaming doing Red Dead Redemption Online. One of the best online parts on Xbox. All right, well, I have that game. I'll check it out. I played it, and I beat the game. But I never played online because I didn't know what the appeal to that would be. But if you guys want to see me do that, I will definitely do that. Thank you for that, Rod Clark. I appreciate it. All right. So this happened here in Mississippi. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Let me change my fucking filter. Boom. So this happened. Oh, goddamn. This is so embarrassing. Like, these people, you wonder why Mississippi has such a bad reputation. It's because of redneck fucks like you keep giving us a bad reputation. We're not all like this, but there's so many here that are still fucking like this. It's just so disappointing. So, apparently these fucking shithead Ole Miss frat boys went out to a sign of, I think it's Emmett Till, and shot it up and then posed in front of it. I know they're going to say they didn't shoot it up, but it has bullet holes all over it, and they're sitting there posing in front of it with guns. So it's clear they want you to believe they shot it up if they didn't shoot it up. Either way, fucking dickheads. 3 University of Mississippi students have been suspended from their fraternity house and face possible investigation by the Department of Justice after posing with guns in front of a bullet-riddled sign honoring slave civil rights icon Emmett Till. One of the students posted a photo to his private Instagram account in March showing the trio in front of the roadside plaque commemorating the site where Till's body was recovered from the Tallahatchie River. The 14-year-old black youth was tortured and murdered in August 1955. An all-white, all-male jury acquitted 2 white men accused of the slaying. So, of course, white fucking racist assholes have to go shoot it up, right? For why? Like, what? I don't even understand what the thought process is behind this. Because this black guy deserved to get murdered for being black? Or, like, are you just trying to be a piece of shit? Like, somebody explain this to me. I don't even get it. Like, these are the same people that say, well, we're not racist. Well, then why'd you do this? What is the point in this? I think it's obvious. I mean, the obvious is we're racist pieces of shit. Like, I don't know what other takeaway you could have from that. But I'm sure if asked, they would have one. Wish I knew who these guys were so I could go ask them directly. But anyway, you can see people have gone and shot this shit up. They've shot up the Emmett Till plaque, and it's just so fucking depressing, dude. Like, it's 2019. It's current year, and this kind of shit is still fucking going on in Mississippi. We have to do better than this, folks. Mississippi is a laughing stock. We have to fucking do better than this. We have to hold other people accountable more than this. And, you know, at least they were suspended. At least people are calling this out now, so I guess that's better than it was in the past. But it's still real disappointing to see this kind of behavior in the modern era. And, in case you hadn't seen it, rather, there's 2 neo-Nazis running around, and they're homicide suspects in Canada, right? So next time Canadian shitheads like Armored Skeptic try to tell you that Antifa is much more violent than white supremacists, nah, motherfucker, you're whitewashing white supremacist violence. This is happening all over the fucking place. As we pointed out time and time again, white supremacy violence is skyrocketing. I think that they were responsible for 75% of domestic terrorism in the United States in 2017. So getting worse, not getting better. Ooh, I'm a sexy cat. Look at this. Wow. But anyway, watch out, Canada. You even got those shitheads up there, don't you? Let's see how far we are into the show right now. All right, about an hour into the show. Like I said, we're going to do a 2-hour show tonight. We're going to start doing shorter shows, I think, because 3 hours is a bit much. The pacing of the show, it's almost like doing a rock concert, because I'm talking real fast and I'm talking nonstop and going from topic to topic to topic. And after 3 hours, I'm fucking exhausted, man. So I think 2 hours is probably better. The last show, I was kind of brain dead after 3 hours. Like, I was just reading the shit and I couldn't think of anything to say because my mind was mush at that point. So let's see what you guys have to say. Maybe they can't read, possibly, but they're Ole Miss students. I'm sure they knew what the fuck was going on. James Randi is really the father of modern skepticism. I don't know if he's the father of modern skepticism. He's the father of regular, like, skepticism. The modern shit is horrible. I don't think he'd even want to be associated with it, honestly. Dusty is getting old. I know, right? Dusty, you're getting rusty. Why are you playing those video games? Old as fuck. I agree. 2 hours is good. 3's a little hard to sit down and watch it all at once. Agreed. 2 hours, I think, is a good limit for this show. But, you know, we're still figuring it out. We're still getting our feet wet. We're new to this, so hopefully it will be perfect someday. Till was tortured and murdered for whistling at a white girl. He would be 78 now. Man, it's so fucking depressing to think about. It's like Black Wall Street, the most successful neighborhood in the history of America, the most successful black neighborhood in the history of America, was basically firebombed by planes and burned completely down because supposedly a black man flirted with a white woman on an elevator. So they burned down the entire fucking neighborhood of the richest and most wealthy black people in the world. Like, this is America, folks. This is America. Bitches be tripping, yo. I love Antifa. I'm not that big of a fan of Antifa, but at the same time, like, you look at Antifa's, like, rallies and shit they do, they're basically just like a big fucking party where they have EDM music and they're out dancing and shit. I'm not a big fan of them punching people because all it does is it plays right into the people they're punching's hands and and they use it to make the left look like they're evil and violent and shit when it's actually the right that is mostly evil and violent. So it's counterproductive in my opinion. Oh, yeah, I'm a kitty. I'm so pretty. All right, let's see. What else we got here? This one from Jackson Wheat. Oh, my God. So we're going to talk about some toxic masculinity, man. Here's a prime fucking example of toxic masculinity. So this guy gets a fucking flesh-eating virus, right? Starts rotting his skin away, and he's like, nope, I'm not going to the doctor because I'm a man. I'll deal with this myself. Who needs doctors? Doctors are for fucking women. I'll be fine. Let me read you this shit. Get off, Newsweek. A Florida man who contracted a flesh-eating bacteria infection on his buttocks is on the mend after enduring 6 life-saving surgeries in 6 days. Mike O'Grady, 68, who lives in Citrus County, became ill following a May vacation to St. George Island and, Apalachicola, an inlet of the Gulf of Mexico. During the trip, he entered the warm water for swimming, according to his wife. He exited with a disease known as necrotizing fasciitis. O'Grady told WFLA he initially resisted seeking medical assistance after a boil appeared on his buttocks, but asked his wife to take him to the hospital after the situation became unbearable. It got worse as every day went by, but I was being a man. I decided not to. I decided it's going to be okay. I don't want anyone to go looking. God. I don't want anybody to see my ass rotting off. That would be embarrassing. I'll be fine, he said in an interview. It was very, very intense. I mean, my buttocks were swelling up. I looked like J-Lo when I went to the hospital, O'Grady said. So, dudes, if the fucking flesh is rotting off your body, go to the fucking hospital, man. It's not fucking manly to die of flesh-eating bacteria. And this is the kind of thing we talk about all the time, where this kind of attitude, where there's certain things about, I gotta be a man. I don't want to complain. I just sit here and die. Well, yeah, dudes do die all the time from stupid shit like this. They fucking die because they believe this is what it's like to be manly. And it's not, man. This is toxic masculinity. This is why men live a shorter lifespan than women do. This is why their jobs are far more dangerous, you know? It's immense stupidity. So this is kind of disgusting. I warn you, this is nasty. But look what had to happen to this guy before he finally went to the hospital and quit being a man.
Walton was on. He was about 20 miles off the coast of Palm Harbor in the Gulf when he thinks he was punctured by a fish hook.
Yeah, I got real lucky on this one.
Mike can tell the story, but so can the photos.
I had like little blisters starting to form on my hand, and you could just literally watch them look like sweat beads coming up on the back side of the hand, and then they just turned black.
The pictures are hard to look at, but important to show what can happen as the flesh-eating bacteria went up his hand.
When you look down, you can see your own tendons in the back of your hand and your meat and your bone going up your arm. That makes it real.
Yeah, that makes it real. That's not good. Maybe I should just be a total pussy and go get taken care of before I die. No, dude. Cut it out, the toxic masculinity. It doesn't make you a man to die of treatable illnesses. Idiots. All right. Hard to believe this is real, but I get it. I get it. Fucking God of this universe who is clearly programming this simulation that I'm in. I understand that this is a parody that I'm living in. And shit like this just makes it all the more real to me. This is a person literally running for office as a Republican against Ilham Omar. Is that her name? This is her opponent. And English is her first language, folks. She doesn't speak any other languages except for English. So let's listen.
Our happy self. Tell them who you're running against. This is Danielle Stella.
Yes! Hi everyone. I'm running against Dillahunty and I'm going to be her for representing America. We do not like her talk about our country. We do not believe that when some people did something, she is awful and she needs to go. I love America. I love the freedom of speech and I love the Second Amendment and I love all of you. We have strength and unity. Our website is Stella2020.com if you want to learn more. She has to be replaced along with all the just Democrats. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, whatever that was. I mean, at least she has a nice body. I'll give her that. That's a really tight dress. So, but goddamn, I understood maybe 3 of those words. I know that she loves freedom of speech, so that's good. But goddamn it, how is this real life, folks? Every episode, like last episode, I was getting depressed, but I'm kind of getting over that. Now it's all just too stupid to take seriously anymore. You know, now I'm just like, okay, it's absurd. It's absurd. Why let it even make you depressed when it's so fucking absurd? Life is just too absurd to take seriously. So just, I don't know, let it just roll off your back. Don't worry about it too much. And sometimes I have to watch stuff like this just to make me feel better, though. I like seeing this wholesome type of shit. Apparently, this guy hasn't seen his brother in 20 years. And so he walks up behind him while he's waiting for his bag, and he's just standing right behind him, and he doesn't know he's there. So, heartwarming. That's much. He's like, hey, he didn't know I'm here. See? He doesn't know I'm here yet. Stupid brother. How close can I stand to him before he'll even notice? He finally turns around. You're like, oh, what? I know you, asshole. And they embrace in a big fucking hug. They're clearly really happy to see each other. And that's just horrible. I like to see that. That kind of reminds me of what happens on my show Wednesday. I did a 6-hour live stream. And I went through my private messages because I have nothing to hide. So I was just showing everybody the private messages I got, and I was scrolling through, and I came across one private message that I never read, and I didn't even know, like, at first I clicked on it, and I didn't realize who it was from, and I started reading it, and I realized it was from my real-life brother. He had sent me a message several months back apologizing for blocking me and shit, and explaining that he blocked me because he really loves Putin. And he was mad at me for suggesting Putin had something to do with helping Donald Trump get elected. And he was like, I just fucking blocked you, man, because you were shitting on Putin. And I can't have you shitting on Putin, but I don't really have anything against you. But don't fucking talk about Putin, man. My brother, like, married a Russian girl. He, like, went over to Russia. And I actually paid for him to go to Russia. It was like when I used to have a bunch of money, and his life wasn't doing so well, and I felt bad for him. And he met this girl in Russia, so I gave him some money to go over there and meet her. And he went over there, and he married her, and he brought her back over here and shit. So, really fucking loves Russia so much that he blocked me for talking about Putin. But apparently, I haven't messaged him back yet. I need to do that. I forgot about that. But apparently, he wants to be friends again after he blocked me for a couple years over that shit. So anyway, it kind of reminds me of that. Not quite as wholesome, but similar. And, oh, God. This is This is real life, folks. This is our real life #1 news organization in America right now. This has the highest rating of any news, quote unquote, show. And this is the kind of things they say on American news.
We were all in high school. We were in college when we had these when I was waiting tables. Yeah. Unless you're at a very fine restaurant, most of those people at the fine restaurants, that is their career. Right. But they make tons of money. If you're working at a McDonald's or a small little restaurant where you're making tips, you're right. If you're nice to the people, you make a lot of money.
Absolutely. So what do you... Other restaurants can hear about you when they want you.
Correct.
So, yep. You know, all those McDonald's employees making all those tips for how nice they are to people. Like, seriously, folks, these goddamn rich assholes probably don't even do their own grocery shopping. You think this chick's ever been at McDonald's in her life? Clearly not. They don't fucking make tips at McDonald's, dumbass. Like, how fucking out of touch do you have to be? I guess this out of touch. Like, the most out of touch people in the history of the world. I guess that's why they're on my television on the #1 news channel in the world, right? I get it, fucking programmer. I get it. It's a comedy. It's a parody. I'm not taking it seriously anymore, God. Message received. God, you gotta watch out for you. And this is an awesome fucking video. I love this. So, this white guy is basically ragging on this black teenager because he's claiming he dented his car, and you're not respecting me enough. You're supposed to be more respectful to me. And this black kid's being totally fucking respectful while this dude's being a fucking dick to him. And this black kid owns the fuck out of him in such a marvelous way. Let's watch it.
You know what? My name is Timmy Jones. I'm the councilman with the city of Slurs. Stick the camera back up again,
I'm not even asking about all that. I'm just asking you what dent did I put in your car?
It's right here, dude. Come on, you can't see that. I can.
What are you talking about? You good? So are we calling the police still or what?
Fucking right, I'm gonna call the police, dude. So that's when you sit there. You could have said, "Hey, sorry about that," and we could have both rode our separate ways. Now you get out of the car and say, "Oh, there's no dent, and I didn't do that." Come on, dude. Who you fucking playing, man?
You just pulled. I don't even know what dent you're talking about.
Dude, there's only one dent there, dude.
All right, can you show me?
You betcha. It's right here, dude. Come over here on the side and you can sit there and look at it.
Wait. Come here. Look. You see where I'm parked, right? Tell me, is that over here where you're talking about?
You're right.
All the way over here.
I agree, dude.
All the way.
Shut the door a little bit.
Shut it? Where?
No, I said shut your door a little bit so we can look at it, man. Dude, that was just uncalled for. You could have said something.
No. What did I?
I know your parents did. Hey, I know your parents didn't bring you up that way to just bump somebody's car and you get in the car like nothing's wrong, and then you say to me,
"Hold on, wait. Watch out.
You knocked the phone out of my hand, dude."
No, watch out, sir. You just said that I hit right here,
right?
And it doesn't even hit over there. It's all the way right here. So please tell me, what dent did I put right here? But anyways, let's call the police, like you said.
Yeah.
Right,
call them up, dude.
No, you said you were gonna do it.
Dude, just have a little common courtesy is all I'm asking for, dude.
Hey, man, just go on with your day. I'm not even worried about it.
All right. Love that, dude. I handled that fucking perfectly. Just to have some common decency. You have common decency. Dude threatened to call the cops, and then you still call the cops? You call them. What the fuck would I call the cops? You the one that said you're gonna call them, motherfucker? You dumbass. You just saw a black kid and you thought, he didn't have enough respect for me. You better respect me, little kid. I'm a town councilman. Fuck you. Nobody gives a shit about your fat white ass. Fuck off. That dude owns you. And now 2.7 million people have seen him fucking own you. And I hope a goddamn billion people see your dumb ass get fucking owned. You're the one that should have some fucking respect, motherfucker. And let's see what you guys have to say about all this shit. Check out the chat. Yeah, he does look racist. Racist as fuck. Racist gonna racist. You should apologize for something you didn't do, dude. I know. Seriously. You're black and I'm white. Why are you not apologizing to me? Because fuck you. That's why? There's no doubt. I know, right? What the fuck's wrong with these people? Yeah, God is such a rapscallion. Another Florida man. No logic behind racism. That's true. Racist old man. Respect my authority. Craziness. So next up. You guys heard about this fucking Kathy Griffin bullshit? Man, Kathy Griffin got canceled harder than Vaush yesterday. Kathy Griffin needs to shut up her fucking Bose the Clown mouth. She going out there talking shit about Bernie Sanders for no fucking reason, and it is not going over well. She got ratioed to fucking back. So, I guess we'll look at some of the fucking comments people say. People making fun of her. Well, let me first play the clip, I guess, and then I'll read you what everybody's saying about her.
I just don't think a woman could beat Trump.
I've heard women say, "What if she's on her period?"
Yeah.
I mean, in this day and age. So
I don't buy that at all. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
I hear
Thank
that.
you.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, and you know, Bernie. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe Bernie's ever passed a bill. And I don't like the Bernie bros. I'm sorry. They're like Trumpers. They come at me and they threaten me in the same way. And I don't like that base. I don't like, and I don't trust.
Yep. Bernie bros. Bernie supporters, we're definitely the same as Trumpers, aren't we? Exactly the fucking same. How about fuck you? How about that? So clearly that didn't go over very well. Jake Flores says, poor people should die because someone was mean to me on the internet. Some dumbass celebrity. Yep, that's exactly right. And Kathy Griffin on why she doesn't like Bernie Sanders. Well, I already read you that. Anyway, let me show you some other people shitting on her over this, just as they should. This one from Beth Lynch. Do you even hear yourself? People are actually dying from having to ration their insulin. And she's basically, Kathy Griffin is not taking the shitting on her very well. And so she's like, Ed, you disrespectful male white privileged fuck. I have been through a series of events that are bigger, less predictable than any of the storms you have followed. I have made a documentary that is playing in 700 theaters across the U.S. on July 31st. You can only dream of relevance. Damn, dude, how can you make yourself look like any more of a fucking cunt? And I'm sorry for using that word to describe a woman. I apologize, but holy shit, it fits here. Damn, she got fucking ratioed hard for her fucking bullshit. Let's see if I can see it. Did she delete that? Nope, she didn't delete it. I can't see the comments. How many comments? Anyway, she got ratioed to fucking back, and people are shitting on her all over the place, and she's trying to play the victim like her life's hard. Your fucking life ain't hard, goddamn Kathy Griffin. You're a fucking millionaire. I used to watch your fucking reality show all the time. You walking around your big-ass fucking mansion and shit, gonna act like you've had a fucking hard life. You ain't got a fucking clue what having a hard life is. I don't either, but I fucking have had a way harder life than you have, and my life's been easy as shit, man. Snowflakes, snowflake out of snowflake. Nope, I already did that one. Let's see, let me try this one. Ooh, I got some horns. I'm a fucking deer, y'all, because this is the future and shit. And, here's one from Devin Nunes. Oh, shit. Just to go to show you, speaking of Fox News, they're basically in charge of the government right now. These people in our government, they basically just parrot, word for word, whatever they hear on Fox News. Let's have a listen.
Welcome, everyone, to the last gasp of the Russia collusion conspiracy theory. The Democrats colluded with Russian source Bruce Orr, whose own wife worked on Fusion GPS funded by the DNC and the Hillary Clinton campaign, a Pfizer warrant to spy on the Trump campaign. The top FBI investigator and his lover, a simple media operation. The conspiracy theory
is now dead.
Is dead.
So, yep, just outright fucking blatantly copying everything they hear from Fox News. That's what the president does too, right? Fox News is running our country right now. They've been running it for years. And, you know, that's the super bizarre parody world we live in. I got you. You up there. Good one, God. And here's one from, what was this, Nancy Goodman? No, it's not Nancy Goodman. Oh, this one's hilarious. So, this woman, I guess, came across these two black women who were being too loud, and she decided that she would welcome call them the N-word. And so they questioned her about why she did this, and her response is amazing.
We found Goodman at her home.
I'm a 71-year-old woman who lives in Raleigh. I suffer from tremendous anxiety.
She says that anxiety and the women's behavior pushed her to act as she did.
I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them, because they kept pushing at it. So, and that's all I'd really like to say.
What about your use of the N-word?
I used that word because they forced me into it.
Do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. I would say it again to them.
We found Goodman.
At least she's fucking honest, right? That's why I fucking said it. They were being loud and they were black. And they truly offended me with their loudness and their blackness. So I had to use the worst word in the history of mankind to put them down with. And I have no problem with it. Why should I apologize for that? I think that's completely justified, to use the most dehumanizing word in the human language to shit on some people that are loud. You don't understand, y'all. I have anxiety, okay? They made me say the N-word, but nah, you're just a racist piece of shit. Nobody made you say that. But anyway, another good one, God. Thank you for letting me be a part of this comedy masterpiece you have created. And here's one from Catalina. What's up, Catalina? Anti-gay GOP state representative resigns amid allegations of grinder hookups. 59-year-old Tennessee state representative Sanderson reportedly hit on men 40 years younger. Shaka! I know all you now are going, what? I can't believe this. An anti-gay GOP politician was actually gay? No way! But, yep. Obviously, we talk about this over and over again. It's the same thing we always say. Just hypocrites. They're self-hating. What can you say, right? They don't like the feelings that they have. They don't like how they were born. And because of self-loathing, they have to try to shit on people that remind them of who they are. But, you know, it doesn't change who you are, dude. It doesn't change that you're gay. You can hate on gay people all you want to. It doesn't change the fact that you yourself are fucking gay. You would be so much happier if you just embraced it, right? But maybe he will now. Maybe he's going to resign and just suck dicks all day. And I highly recommend you do that, State Representative Bill Sanderson. Suck all the fucking dicks you can get your hands on, and your mouth on, for that matter. Let me take a break here and read the chats. Any super chats? I know eugenics is bunk science. Can we just double check on these fools? I know, right? I mean, I'm not all that against eugenics in the future. Maybe if we can, like, get rid of the Republican gene, just, like, edit that out using CRISPR or some shit. Boom! All for it. Let's make that happen. Replace the Justice Democrats. Yeah, no thanks. I know, right? Justice Democrats are about the best thing we've had in politics in a long fucking time. No doubt. No wonder why they want to get rid of it. Thank you for that, Piero. Tattoos, $292.46, $5. The woman who accused Till a few years back admitted she lied about him whistling at her. So he was literally killed for nothing, man. That pisses me off. That kind of stuff will make me cry to think about. So I'm just going to move on. I know people think I'm fake. Dusty, you just pretend to be a good person. You just pretending. You just doing all the stuff a good person would do because you're pretending. All right, well, maybe. But, like, I ain't pretending. This stuff will make me cry. Henry Murat, $20. Hey, thank you, Henry. I appreciate that. Very generous. Hey, Dusty, have you heard of Bart Ehrman? No, I don't think I have. He is a famous atheist historian of early Christianity. He wrote a book explaining why Jesus actually existed. So he might be able to convince you. You should check him out. All right, I'll check it out, you know. I am open-minded. I have yet to see. I've done a good deal of research into this, too, so I'm not really sure what evidence he put forth that would convince me that I haven't already seen. Like TJ put out an argument before that I didn't find very compelling either, and it may be the same argument this guy put out. But anyway, I'll check it out. I'm totally fucking open to being wrong about it, and if there's evidence, I'll definitely review it and take it into consideration. And thank you for that, Henry. I appreciate that. Larry Banks just got on. Was Vaush's joke more on the non-serious side, trying to act like anti-trans people for a joke, or was it serious? Is it that bad? Well, he was arguing with trans people, so he was obviously annoyed with trans people. And when he was saying, pretty much every time I talk to these liberals who are irrational, they're trans people, I think he was being fairly serious about that. So it's pretty clear that he was annoyed with trans people when he was making those jokes. But at the same time, it was also clear that he's fucking joking. I mean, Vaush has spoken out against trans rights a bunch of times, right? So, more than I have. So, bad jokes is what it is. But still, like, it's just jokes, bro. That's not an excuse to me anymore. You know, that's what people say to allow themselves to get away with bad behavior, and that's what people say to get away with actual racism and transphobia. I'm not saying that he did that. I'm just saying other people do that too, and they use people like him as an example and to show to hide behind, and it's, you know, in my opinion, it should be called out, and if people shit on him for it, it's fine. People are like, Dusty, you should be able to make any joke you want to. You can make any joke you want to, and you can also take shit and criticism for the jokes you tell, you know? Just because you can do something doesn't mean you're not supposed to take criticism for it. You're not immune to criticism just because you told a fucking joke. So, yeah, say whatever you want to say, and then if people shit on you for it, you know, the system works, right? On her deathbed, the woman said she lied about Till. Yeah, I know, right? They just told me that, man. That's fucking... I'm not surprised. I think the woman that said the black guy hit on her in the elevator and they burned down the entire Black Wall Street neighborhood. It's literally The only neighborhood in the history of the country that was bombed by an airplane by other American citizens was this black neighborhood, Black Wall Street, because of a black dude flirting with a white woman in an elevator. Like, kill everybody! Fucking darkies, talk to a white woman! But people want to think that the things that happened in the past have no bearing on the present, right? Like all the years, the hundreds of years of oppression and demonization and, you know, burning down their neighborhoods and excluding them from things like the Homestead Act and the GI Bill and redlining, and all this shit doesn't snowball and add up to create the situation we have right now. This is an argument that me and Atheism is Unstoppable had one time, where his whole thing is, well, black people have equal rights now. Nothing that happened in the past has any effect on the current, so they have no excuse. And I'm like, dude, that may be the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard another human being say in my life, that the fucking past shit doesn't have an incredible fucking effects on the present and the future. And I tried to explain it to him that, you know, the shit that happens in the past have a ripple effect, and those ripples, they ripple throughout time, and they have, you know, an effect today. And he started making fun of me. Yeah, you believe in ripple time. Tell us more about ripple time, Dusty. I'm like, dude, you're literally too dumb to even argue with. Like, thinking that shit that happened in the past doesn't have any effect on the present. I mean, how could you be that fucking stupid? But, you know, he's racist. That's how, because I'm a racist shithead. That's what he should have said. It's exactly the reason. $5 said, donated because you said you're going to have to end the CODcast. Why are you so virtuous nowadays? I have the same opinion as you, but not the same anger. Like, I don't want to quit doing this show, folks, but, like, I have to make enough money to live off of, and if I can't do it doing this show, I have to go do something else. And, like, it's frustrating because Crowder makes more in one show than I make in a year because people support him heavily, and I think this show's better than Crowder. I think that doing, you know, 80 shows a year should lend me the exact same support that one Crowder show does. That'd be nice, but I don't know. It's just, I hate this, folks. I hate bitching ass for money. I hate it. Like, it kills me inside to do this. So, anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. James, I already read that. All right. Oh, Paul Thompson gave me another $20. Thank you, Paul Thompson. That's rough. Not Paul Thompson. Paul Thoronson. Even cooler. Did you know Cornel West was on Joe Rogan? Yeah, I didn't watch the show, but I did know that he was on there. I know that Joe Rogan said he was a big fan of Cornel West the other day. And will you watch it and consider on commenting on Joe's reaction to socialism? Thanks. Okay, I will. What was his reaction? Did Joe have a good take on it, or was it a shitty take that I need to take him down for? So let me know, but I'll check it out. And thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. Have more Lightblood, Dim 302. I will appreciate that. And Amy Morrison gave me $1. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. That's very, very kind. And D-Dog 2015 says, shout out to Megan Nicole. Give her a donation for her surgery to get her face healed. Otherwise, she'll get the surgery without anesthesia. Anesthesia. Who is Megan Nicole? I don't know who this person is. Am I out of the loop on this? I hope this is not a porn star that's going to get me fucking banned. Megan Nicole, American singer-songwriter. Is she pretty? What happened to her? All right, I don't know. And the person before, they asked me, what is Tim Pool wearing under the beanie? We found out. Finally, somebody got a picture of him without the beanie, and it turns out it's horrible. Horrifying. No wonder he wears the beanie all the time. But, must interfere with his breathing and shit. Anyway. Creepy. I think I have a fucking filter like that too on here somewhere. Let me change the filter while I'm at it. What else do I want to be today? I couldn't find the fucking bacon one. Did I forget to fucking mark the bacon one? That was so cool. I wanted to be a piece of bacon. And, let's see here. Guess I'll just go back to some star freckles or some shit. Be pretty. That's so pretty with my star freckles. All right. And here's something kind of funny. I talked about this on my last show about how I never blocked anybody. I've been years and years where my big thing is, I don't block anybody. I take on all comers. Fuck all y'all. You're not going to make me block you. But what happened is that trolls from around the internet who get blocked on everybody else's streams and Twitters and Facebook, they all started talking to each other and realized that they basically have a safe space on my social media. Where's the one place they won't be blocked, no matter how shitty they behave, no matter what they say, no matter how they treat me, they won't be blocked. So basically, not organically, it's not just the normal amount of trolls I would have had regularly, but almost every fucking troll that can find out about me starts flooding me and flooding my live stream with bullshit. And so I realized how toxic the environment I was creating. And also, I'm actually providing a platform for these shitheads to spread transphobia and racism and stuff without blocking them. And, it's kind of my bad. It's basically toxic masculinity on my part, I think, on why I refuse to step up and actually block people who do that. Well, here's the thing. I finally, after years and years and years, blocked one person on Twitter. And I announced that I blocked the person. And as soon as I blocked that one person, something really amazing happened. Like, my Twitter feed became 100% more positive. Like, trolls just stopped being so rude to me. Stop shitting on me. Stop fucking trolling so bad. I guess once they finally realized that I would block people, all I had to do was make an example out of one fucking person, and the entire landscape changed. So literally, I was prepared to start blocking people all over the fucking place, but I literally just had to block one person, and the entire landscape changed. So that's pretty cool. I still only have one person blocked, and that's all I've needed to block. And I'll block other people I need to, but apparently just making an example out of one motherfucker was enough. So that's pretty cool. Oh my god, did I just shut my fucking shit down? God damn it, Dusty. Fuck you. Alright, bookmark manager. Why did I shut that down? Look at all my fucking bookmarks. I'm about to go through and delete some of the shit out there eventually. So anyway, I put this tweet about how I just blocked my first person ever on Twitter. Damn, that kind of felt good. So TJ came and he made a little comment on this. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, here we go. And TJ commented, "Good. Let the hatred flow through you, Dusty. Good." And then I posted, "I'm 10 seconds away from using a bot to block all your friends." That's what he did to me. He blocked like 4,500 people on Twitter that were all following me. He blocked everybody that was following me except for me. And he blocked like tons of people who were actually giving him money on Patreon, all that shit. So basically I'm just making fun of that. And then he was like, do it. So I know it sounds weird, but I actually think TJ likes me. And I don't really hate TJ or anything. We're kind of frenemies, but we don't really dislike each other. And it's almost like a friendly type rivalry in a way. I like to dunk on TJ because I think it's funny. And he makes it really fucking easy, especially like when they say stuff like, "How do you know Trump's going to do what he says he's going to do?" Stuff like that. I just have to make fun of him about that. But ultimately, like, me and TJ have more in common than not. And I do disagree with him about a bunch of shit. I'm more than willing to call him out on anything I think he's wrong about, or when I think he's being a shithead to trans people and stuff. But ultimately, like, our beef is not really that serious, in my opinion. I don't really have beef with it. Like, even my beef with Shion Head is not that serious. Like, you think I really hate Shion Head? Nah, it's just like, she does a lot of shit that I think she should own up to, and I think she could do a lot of fucking good if she would just correct the record and use her fuck-ups as a teachable tool and whatnot. And so I'm trying to encourage her to do that and stuff, but you think I really give that much of a fuck? No, I don't. Who knows? Maybe we'll be friends someday. I have no idea. I don't write that off as an impossibility, though. And anyway, speaking of TJ, remember when he used to give shout-outs to Paul Joseph Watson? Well, this is the reason you don't do that. Fucking Paul Joseph Watson is so fucking racist. Every chance he can get to point out something bad a person of color is doing, he does it. Meanwhile, in London, Paul Joseph Watson carefully selects another video of people of color committing acts of violence, and he does this over and over again. Meanwhile, in London, here's a black person doing something wrong. Meanwhile, in London, here's another black person doing something wrong. Meanwhile, in London, a bunch of black people doing stuff wrong. Meanwhile, in London, black folks, oh my God, the blacks. Oh my God, the brown people. Oh my God, the immigrants. This is not the London I used to know. The immigrants are taking over everything. Fuck my life. Be afraid of the brown people. This is what he does, right? He just spreads fear and hatred towards minorities and immigrants, and people reward him for it constantly. This guy is a multi-millionaire, probably makes $1 million a year doing shit like this. And it could make you depressed if you let it, but don't. Just know that it's too absurd to take seriously, and just call out as much as you possibly can, but try not to let it get you down, because then you'll open your veins up in a warm tub, and that's not good. This one's from Godless Jessica. That's another one from Paul Joseph Watson. Hard to believe this is true, folks, but it is. Paul Joseph Watson says, war appears to drive down suicide rates because it gives people a common purpose. What is our common purpose today? That's right, we need war to make people not have suicide. And this person says, As Cult of Dusty puts it, logic. By the way, the correct answers, we're fighting Nazis, and we're fighting for jobs aplenty, and the rise of the middle class mobility today, and we're fighting global warming. We're fighting all this shit. We have capitalist hegemony, capitalist reality, corporatism, and alienation. That's what we're fighting today. We don't need war, dudes. Seriously, Paul. But I don't think Paul would mind war that much. As long as we fight the brown people. He's always trying to make people fear so much. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. D-Dog, $10. Different woman. She fell and hurt her face, leaving her all sorts of broken bones, and she had pain throughout her head and shoulders. Secular talk covered. Okay, I didn't hear about this, and I'm sorry to hear about that. Condolences to her, and I wish her a speedy recovery. Thank you for letting me know about that. Autumn Potato. Dusty. Megan is a friend of cancellation. He asked people to donate to her for surgery. Okay, I did not know that. Thank you for telling me that. You people should donate to Megan so she can have surgery. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to her. And kudos to cancellation for looking out for his buddy and his friend. Appreciate that. Till jump-started civil rights, so it's not all bad. Well, it was all bad for Till. I'm sure he wasn't worried about it, but yes, at least some good come out of it. That's about all you can do when tragedies happen like this. You just kind of try to have to do the best you can to find the silver lining so you don't get so fucking depressed. So, yeah, at least good came out of it, but still fucking horrible. Larry Banks gave me $10, and he said, would you want YouTube to be a public service like many YouTubers want, where corporations won't screw with them, even if it lets people with controversial ideas run free? Should it be U.S. public way? I used to think that we should nationalize YouTube and Facebook and everything. But here's the thing. Even if we do nationalize it, I still think they're going to ban Nazis and shit. I still think there's going to be such thing as hate speech. I just think it's going to be more complicated and get tied up into the sport, in the courts. So I don't think the United States government wants any part of this. And so I don't think they're ever going to nationalize this shit. So I had mixed feelings about it. But it's a good question. It's something to definitely think about. Double check. She reached the goal. Okay, good. Yay. Hopefully she can get the surgery she needs. Feel bad for her, poor woman. Godspeed. And next up from Kevin. Oh, that wasn't from Kevin. This is from Rocky Raccoon. Oh, shit. Did you guys hear about this one? This is real funny. So apparently, I guess Turning Point, I don't know if it's Turning Point USA or it was some conservative organization. They had Trump visit. And while he was visiting, one of their technical people, they shined this presidential seal behind him on the wall. And they got fired for it because apparently they went on the internet and they got this presidential seal off there, and they did not notice that the presidential seal they used is actually making fun of Trump. Like, the one they used, it has a two-headed eagle, which is the eagle that's on the flag of the Russian flag to make fun of him. And instead of holding 13 arrows or whatever it is, he's holding a bunch of fucking golf clubs and shit. And so, person totally didn't notice, but fired. Love to see that. That's pretty fucking funny. Exactly what Trump deserves to get trolled by his own fucking people on accident. And everybody wonders why gays are still fighting for their rights. Everybody's still wondering why gays have gay pride in the United States. And here's the thing. Gay pride in the United States, it doesn't just affect the people in the United States. Being totally open about homosexuality and normalizing it in America helps normalize it worldwide because we are, the trendsetters of the world. So when you wonder, why do they still need gay pride? They have all the same rights everybody had. Well, for one reason, they're trying to be a beacon to the rest of the world. Where in Russia, LGBTQ activist is killed after being listed on gay hunting website. This is the kind of shit that's still going on in the world. Gay people are still being murdered simply for how they were born. And so, yes, dude, we still need civil rights for gays, and gay pride is still completely understandable. And so you guys get out there and do whatever you can to let the world know that you're here, you're queer, and they got to get the fuck used to it. And, oh, God. Still gray next. Oh, shit. You guys know who Iron Mouse Chong is? Probably the chuddiest chud of all the chuds. He's King Chud. Don't know of anybody I can think of that's a bigger fucking chud than IMC is. But he's like, I've always been irked by the term pansexual and the people who label themselves that because it also includes attraction to children and animals. Oh my fucking God, you goddamn idiot. No, it fucking doesn't, dude. Heterosexuality is about being attracted to women. Does that include children? No, it doesn't include. What the fuck is wrong with you? This person says, hey, Ian, heterosexual means attraction to people of the opposite sex. In theory, that includes children. You identify as heterosexual, right? Are you a pedophile? Please answer. Just so embarrassing, dude. Like, how can you get more embarrassing than this guy is. He just self-owns every fucking day. And, of course, people dunked on him left and right about this. Pansexual literally means the romantic and sexual attraction to somebody regardless of biological sex, gender, or gender identity. Pedophilia and bestiality are not LGBTQ. They're paraphilias and crimes. Stop lying and pushing bigoted narratives, Ant-Man. And fuck, dude. Like, seriously. Pansexual, not limited in sexual choice with regards to biological sex, gender identity. Like, you know how Google works, right? You can type in things and read, correct? But it doesn't even matter. Like, I'm sure his original, let's see, I'm sure his original tweet got like 1,000 times or 2,000 times, or I'm sure he got rewarded for it. Let's see. Doesn't matter what the fuck you say. If you're a right-wing chud, you'll still make money and get supported for it. Only 960, which is still more than I get on 99.9% of the stuff I tweet. So, but he did get ratio. 615 comments to 960 likes is a pretty horrible ratio. So, ratio that stupid fuck into the ground, please. And let's see what the chat has to say. What you guys have to say in the chat? LGBTQ people can be fired and evicted in 23 states. I know, Mississippi is one of them. They definitely still need to fight for their rights. We still need it. People got to understand this. Damn, dude, that is an old school reference. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to say probably. I'm an old school motherfucker. If you're even talking to me. I love every kind of cat. Me too. My girlfriend hates hairless cats, though. She thinks they're disgusting and like monsters. And I think they're kind of cute. I kind of like them. But nope. Can't even show her a fucking picture. Hey, Cult of Dusty. The Supreme Court just gave Trump $2.5 billion redirect for the Pentagon for his wall. Great. Amazing. Exactly what the fuck we need. Waste more money on that bullshit and give him another win. But, you know, what you gonna do? It's a comedy. Life's a comedy. Can't take it too seriously. Just gotta grin. Grin and bear it. Move on, I guess. Steven Seagal is going to make an appearance later. On what? The Wall? Isn't he a Russian citizen now? I think he has dual citizenship with Russia now. He's like a huge buddy of Putin, even though he's like 1,000 years old. Talk about me being old. Steven Seagal. There's a real ancient motherfucker. All right, let's move on with the show. What time is it? Oh, shit, the show's almost over. Fuck. We only got another 10 minutes. We got to hurry up. All right. Get in your super chats now, please, folks. Last chance to ask me any question you want to, or make any comment, or give a shout out to your buddies, or just give me money for the dogs and cats. Do it. All right. Here's something funny that Vadim, by the way, Vadim has a new video out. Let me just go look real quick. Show you what this video Vadim put out is. I think it's about, I don't think, I know what it's about. It's about the Majority Report. Watched one of his Creationist Cat videos. Which is a really good video he did about Dave Rubin. And so he wants you to go check it out. And I recommend you go check it out because he's my buddy. And I feel bad that I had him on the show and I shit on him really bad. I feel bad about how all that shit went down. And so please support my buddy Vadim. Anyway, he was pointing out, which I thought was really funny. Let me scroll down. And I don't want to show you the clip yet because I want to tell you what he's talking about. But he's making fun of how Ben Shapiro was saying, I can't suspend my disbelief enough to enjoy a James Bond movie that has a black female 007. And so Vadim's dunking on him. Sorry, but a black female 007 just screws with stunning sense of realism I've come to expect from Bond films. And then he gives this gif as an example. And, well, so realistic, isn't it? Boom! Yep, the realism of James Bond. We can't fucking interfere with that at all. How are you going to enjoy these movies if they're not totally realistic? And I know this looks really unrealistic, folks, but what you have to understand is that James Bond is putting Pop Rocks in his mouth right now, and then he's drinking Sprite. So they're like swimming around in Sprite and shit. So and it might be Mentos also, and it might be Diet Coke and all that shit. It's all that, and so that explains why he floated to the ceiling and exploded. But you know, no black female James Bond. Hell no. Too unrealistic. And I was gonna play that, but I don't know if I have the strength to play this. I was gonna play the clip where ICE goes into this guy's house and they arrest him and they're gonna deport him and strip him away from his family, and how his kids and his wife and everybody are crying and they're just heartbroken because basically the Gestapo is ripping family apart. And I can't play that, but it's on. I think that's on. It's on Stance Grounded if you guys want to see that. So Let's see. I gotta hurry up with this because I'm running out of time. I guess I'll cover the religious bullshit segments next. All kinds of religious shit has happened in the last couple weeks. So I guess I'll cover it. A lot of depressing shit, but we're going to try not to get depressed. So in South Dakota, they have passed a law that every public school has to have a sign up that says, "In God We Trust." Yep. Fuck separation of church and state. You must do this. This is a law. This is the really important stuff the GOP is handling in the states right now, and they're having to spend tons of money across the state to buy plaques that say "In God We Trust" because every school has to have this, man. And some of the students were like, "Hey, well, let's do something cool. Let's do something like this." And they're like, "No, it can't be like this. It has to say "In God only." Because, yep, that's the Republican priorities for you. They specifically just want to force-feed kids Christianity, and they can pass laws to do that. No one's stopping them. But you know what the real problem is? Blue-haired college kids. SJWs hate your freedom, so you better fight them. Better fight them every day while the Republicans take over everything. Fucking shitheads. And anyway, a former Liberty University's journalist describes the culture of fear and censorship. So basically, this is an article talking about how Jerry Falwell, who is the president of the largest Christian college in the world, had demanded that they not cover certain stories in their paper. Because fuck freedom of the press and free speech and everything. And you never will ever hear any of the goddamn chuds or anti-SJWs who constantly talk about how the left hates free speech talk about these motherfuckers. They always want to talk about liberal college campuses, but they never want to talk about the problem that happens on the Christian college campuses. And there's so many Christian college campuses and Christian regular schools. I went to tons of Christian schools growing up. Almost every school I went to was like a Christian school. Never want to talk about the lack of freedom of speech across Christian campuses nationwide, but some blue-haired college kids, "Oh my God, I've got to clutch our pearls. The left has gone nuts." It just shows you the double standard. They don't really give a shit about the truth. They don't really give a shit about which sides are for freedom of speech or not. They just want to use this as a tool to beat the left down with and get clicks and shit. We see right the fuck through it. It's kind of depressing. Let me change this filter. Let's see what filter we want now. Let's find something cool and pretty. How about I'll just be the devil for a second? Because I'm already the devil. I'll go back to be the devil. Pretty cool filter. I like that one. And fuck this guy. This guy, by the way, who gave his... he says his friend. Gave his pool boy buddy that he just met a couple $1 million to buy a gay flop house in Florida. So now he owns a gay flop house in Florida with his pool boy. So definitely nothing gay or queer about that whatsoever. This fucking guy, right? And we'll skip past that one. I was happy to see this story. Apparently this dipshit, dickhead preacher put up a sign in front of his church that said "America love it and leave it." And so a bunch of his congregation got up and stormed out because they thought he was a racist shithead, because he fucking was. So at least Christians are doing something right. Way to stand up for what's right for once, Christians. I'll give you a pat on the back for that. Great to see it. And this crazy woman wrote a letter to, I think, the mayor and demanded that this evil satanic statue be taken down, which is obviously just fucking Spider-Man's hands. Spider-Man doing the little, he's got to press the little button on his wrist to shoot his web slinging shit out. And, but no, it's fucking satanic. And she says, "It is a sculpture of two hands open, painted red and black, and formed into devil horns," she wrote in an email Friday, calling the art anti-Christian, demonic, and completely inappropriate for showcase near a family attraction. She demanded the city move the 6-foot Spider-Man sculpture because it hugely perverse and a hate crime against the church. God damn it. Talk about needing some near-death experiences to get your priorities in straight. If you see this and you think, "Oh my God, it's the devil," dude. What the fuck? But all you can do is smile. God. Ooh, you're such a character, aren't you? Don't freak out and go crazy about how crazy life is. Just take it as fine. And let's see. According to this Christian blogger, if your husband tells you you're fat, you have an obligation to immediately lose weight. How would you respond if your husband one day looked at you and said, "You're eating too much, you need to lose weight"? Most women would be highly offended and angry with their husbands. She would even tell him that it's none of their business and they shouldn't ask them to do this. Then they would go to their friends and tell them how unreasonable their husbands are. Is this a godly wife response? No, a godly wife would tell her husband that she will stop eating so much and begin to lose weight, since she knows that when she obeys her husband, she is obeying God. And you wonder why we still need feminism in this country, folks? We need it because women are literally told that they should be subservient to men still. We need it because there is still a patriarchy in our society that is brainwashing women to tell them to basically be slaves to whatever the fuck the men who they're in relationships tell them to do. No, this is not okay. Yes, we still need feminism. Yes, feminism still is a positive force even in the West. Motherfuckers. All these anti-feminists out there, like, on the wrong side of it. And all you feminists out there who are defending anti-feminists, and you know who you are, I'm not really sure you're doing the right thing, in my opinion. And, yeah, this protester might want to rethink his sign. I know he meant this sign to be against atheists, but there are no atheists in hell. Yeah, no shit, dude. But not for the reason you think, right? Obviously, his point is, atheists are in hell now, so they know it's real, so they're no longer atheists. But no, they're just fucking dead. They ain't in hell. So, you're right, motherfucker, but for the very, very, very wrong reasons. And this is a Christian wedding dressmaker rejected a lesbian couple, because of Jesus. She's like, I respect how much you love each other, but Jesus, his love doesn't extend to you. So, yeah. Way to represent Christ. Always showing the love of Christ, these motherfuckers, aren't they? It's just depressing to watch. And, let's see. Okay, this one. Ready to be mad? You ready to be mad? And I've actually heard Paul Joseph Watson say something very, very similar to this. That it doesn't matter that he spreads misinformation and lies. All that matters is that it basically goes viral and hurts his enemies. Or that it's funny. So this is a Trump supporter, MAGA hat cult member explaining why he doesn't give a shit if the things he says are outright lies. All he cares about is hurting his enemies.
And here's what I'm going to tell you, MAGA. I'm going to tell this to all of you guys. It's not your responsibility to correct fake news against your enemies. That's the fucking left's responsibility. Some of you guys don't get this. You don't know how to fight. You're busy being virtue signaling dickwads, all right? And I love you, but sometimes you're virtue signaling dickwads. Dilly, why'd you do the fake news about Liz Warren and the Mammy Pot? Because fuck Elizabeth Warren. That's why. I told all of you, it doesn't have to be true. It just has to go viral. And I stand by that statement when it comes to our enemies. And I'll make my fucking, I'll be okay. I'll make my bed, I'll lay in it, and I'll deal with my creator, and I'll say, hey, I'm sorry about some of that fake news I spread against terrible people. You think that I know whether Megan Rapinoe is actually a Satan worshiper? Of course not. Of course not. I have no idea. There's some stuff that makes you wonder. There's some stuff that makes you wonder, okay? Makes you look, oh, she might be a Satan worshiper. Do I know that definitively? Did I throw that out there and get it to go viral? I had another dipshit yesterday he tried to fact check me on that one. Why are you taking up for Megan Rapinoe? Why are you defending Megan Rapinoe? Whether she is or isn't a devil worshiper doesn't fucking matter to me. That dirty piece of shit is a horrible representation of the United States of America and our values. And if all I've got to do is link together a couple of fucking things that make her look like a Satanist to take some shine off that bitch's moment, I'll do it every time. A lot of you don't know how to fight. And a lot of you don't have the fucking guts to do what I'm doing because, frankly, you're probably better people than I am.
Yeah, I mean, he's being totally honest. You got to give him that. Like, this is exactly what they fucking do. They don't give a shit, and this is why the right wins so much. Because they don't play by the same rules that we play by. Look at Al Franken. Al Franken resigned because it looked like he was pretending to grab a girl's boobs in pictures. Meanwhile, Trump is on record like he's been sued for raping a little kid. On record saying, I grab people's pussies. I don't even ask for permission. Nothing happens. It's a totally different set of rules. These motherfuckers don't give a shit. They're just fucking pure evil. How do you fight this? How do you fight this and keep your moral integrity? It just, I guess you don't. I guess that's why we're losing. The Democrats get 15 percentage points more nationwide votes than Republicans do, yet Republicans still get more houses, get some more seats in Congress and shit. It's because the rules are not the same for us both. The Christians, they don't play by the same rules. They don't give a fuck. So, hey, I give the guy this. At least he's fucking honest with it, right? Gotta give him that. But at the same time, yeah, fuck you, dude. fuck you, you piece of shit. It also reminds me of a lot of people were mad last week because I was telling people not to go on the Non Sequitur show because the guy from the Non Sequitur show stole the show from Steve McRae. And they're like, why are you defending Steve McRae? I'm not fucking defending Steve McRae. I can dislike Steve McRae and also dislike the motherfuckers who stole from him. Just because they're all pieces of shit don't mean that me calling them out one piece of shit is defending another piece of shit, right? You shouldn't support people of low moral character that will steal from other people, even if they're stealing from people you don't like. So, fuck Steve McRae and fuck Non Sequitur. Don't go on that show, in my opinion. If you go on that show, you lack moral integrity. That is my opinion. But that is not a defense of Steve McRae at all. And we're going to finish it up with this one. Well, yeah, I guess I'll finish it up, and then I'll finish up with the super chats. Talking about freedom of speech. How come you don't ever hear about this shit from the anti-SJWs? How come you don't ever hear Tim Pool talking about how the right hates freedom of speech? None of them covered. None of these fucking anti-SJWs cover this shit. Unaware of the First Amendment, 67% of the GOP say flag burners should lose citizenship. How is this not the antithesis of free speech in every way? Why is no one calling the right out for their hatred of free speech? Well, because, like I said, like we were talking about before, there's double standards. There's a different set of rules for them. It's the same reason they don't call it out on Christian college campuses. It's the same reason that guy was just talking about, you know, they don't give a fuck. They don't have the same standard for the left as they do for the right because they use whatever they can to hammer the left into the ground while letting their buddies on the right get away with fucking murder. So I don't know how to fight it. I don't know what we can do as good, decent people. I don't know how you fight lies when you're not willing to lie, especially since like the truth doesn't matter to people. The truth doesn't have any effect on people. They don't care that you're telling them. They don't even respect you for it. That's what I found. It's pretty fucking depressing. And let me find a pretty filter. Okay. That's pretty. I'm a flaming heart. Hells yeah. All right. Last chance to get your super chats in. Going to end the show. Been another good one, I think. I've had a really good time hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far. Lonnie Tyler, 999 says, what's up, brother? Just wondering, do you get high before the show or after the show? Love the show. I get high after the show. I do not smoke weed from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Central before the show. I take 8 hours off. I smoke all morning. I smoked all last night. I'm going to end the show in 5 minutes, and I'm going to smoke all fucking night long. But I don't get stoned 8 hours before the show because when I do that, it just kind of makes me a little bit more loopy and helps me, or hurts me, basically. It makes it harder for me to remember things, and it makes me fuck up more. Even though I fuck up plenty as it is, I'm way worse with weed. So anyway, I appreciate that, Lonnie. I'll smoke one in your honor tonight. C. Bishop Davis, $2. Crowdfunding medicine is not good. System isn't broken. Yeah, I know, right? It should be paid for already. That's just a glaring sign at how broken the fucking system is, and it's a shame. But, you know, at least people are stepping up to help her. Definitely shouldn't be this way. Hopefully we can get Bernie in office and change shit, even though I'm not optimistic. All we can do is try, right? D-Dog 2015, $10. I heard about what the kids think of putting the Bible in schools. Non-Christian kids didn't care, and Christian kids hated it because they get enough of it in church. Yeah, like, even Christian kids, for the most part, ain't for this shit. They all know that this is a violation of separation of church and state. It's just the adults who are trying to push this on children to brainwash them. But like having "in God we trust" in other schools is really going to fucking affect kids or brainwash them to be more Christians. It's just stupid. They're so desperate because Christianity is dying that they're grasping at straws to try anything they possibly can. But it's not going to work, motherfuckers. Christianity's going to die. It's just a matter of time. You're just prolonging the inevitable. Thank you for that, D-Dog. Dr. Merlot, $2. Egan Bernal, first win Tour de France, historic thoughts. Okay. I understand some of these words. I know what the Tour de France is. That's bicycles, right? Historic thoughts. I don't know what that means. I do know what a thought is. That hoe over there. But anyway, thank you for the $2. Appreciate that. D-Dog 15, $5. Pointing out lies is virtue signaling. Clicking your heels and throwing your arms up is also virtue signaling. Depends on the group's virtues. I know, right? Before we went on the show, there's some guy in the chat talking about how he is past virtue signaling and he no longer virtue signals. He was literally virtue signaling about no longer virtue signaling. Like, dude, what the fuck? That's virtue signaling. You're doing it right now. How can you not see that? Just crazy. Anyway, thank you, D-Dog. 2BN323, $5. The truth doesn't matter. Okay, Trump eats poo-poo. Trump eats poo-poo. Trump eats poo-poo. Yeah, but the thing is, even if Trump did eat poo-poo, conservatives would be like, poo-poo must be delicious. Gotta try that shit myself. If my Lord and Savior Trump does it, it's gotta be awesome. They would defend him no matter what the fuck he did. Anyway, thank you for that. Pussy Crusher 6669 says, Dusty, get super stoned after the show. Oh, I will. I'm going to be so fucking stoned, you can't even believe it. I'm going to go play my game, which is The Division 2, which I bought yesterday. And pretty fun. I enjoy that game. I try to play it on stream, but only like 60 people watched me. So fuck you guys. Not being interested in watching me play a game. The least you can do is I'll sit there and watch me play games all day. But anyway, let me check out the regular chat real quick and see if there's any comments that are worth me talking about. Secret stream, make it so. Okay, I will probably do another secret stream. Today is what? Friday. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. If you guys want to check it out. I guess you guys prefer like the regular secret streams to the gaming secret streams. It seems like that. It seems like more people watch it when I just basically do a casual stream where instead of playing games, I just sit here and I read the chat and I answer every question for free that you guys ask me, and then I kind of just surf around the net and stuff. So maybe I'll do a stream like that since no one likes the gaming shit. So anyway, that's it, folks. I sure appreciate you joining me. I will be back on Monday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, for another fucking epic show. I love you guys. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you fucking guys soon. And as always, till next time, say it with me. Logic. Night, dudes. Really appreciate it and love you guys. Boom.